Well, that was an interesting thing to go live on. Hey, everyone, you'll have no idea what we're talking about, but
Never.
But yeah, hi, welcome everyone. Welcome. Oh my God, are my frames? Please don't do this. Uh-oh. It's okay. I can restart the stream really fast if I need to. Okay, it just dipped once. We're fine. Hello everyone. Welcome back. Wow, 2 weeks in a row. We're on a roll here. Let's we should probably actually have a conversation now about winter, about December and what's gonna happen. Happy dipped out, but that's fine. He'll be back. So, I know my frames have just been going crazy, which is ridiculous because I'm supposed to have really fast internet, because they're making me pay more for it now. But, yeah, we were just talking about alternate endings to this arc because I do definitely want to say there is a chance for failure. That is something that I absolutely do want to go ahead and instill in you all, that there is a chance for failure. Yes. So do we get a black dragon? Do we get a silver dragon? Who knows? Let's see. Has anyone done anything interesting, entertaining, fun, exciting, riveting, stupendous? Yes. Justin, what have you done?
We went to our first convention as a vendor.
How'd that go?
It went pretty decent. It was a smaller convention. We really enjoyed it. It was a lot of work. Obviously we were promoting our upcoming Kickstarter for this month, but we were trying to sell our books and made a lot of fun, interesting contacts. There are a lot of tabletop industry people out there that are just so cool, and I had such a blast meeting. I was doing way too much schmoozing and spent a little
You
too
can't
much
do too much schmoozing.
Yeah, I don't know. Some people were jealous that I was spending more time at one booth or another. They're like, you weren't over here that long. I'm like, okay, sorry.
That's really funny.
Maybe you were just less interesting. I don't know. But it was so much fun. I got to meet so many different people and, of course, business contacts and opportunities. So it was really exciting. We will be going to GooseCon the end of this month, which is a really small convention, but we think we're going to start planning to, we're going to do a couple big ones and see how it goes. So, yeah,
I very much hope to see you at, I don't know if you're planning to go to PAX Unplugged, but that would be great.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't thought past the end of this month, so.
Philly, December, I'll be there no matter what, so.
I will keep an eye out.
Like, I can take the train there. Like, I don't have to commute for that one.
I know. I'm very jealous about that. Sphinx, are you going to OrcaCon? Do you know?
This is the first I've heard of this convention.
Oh,
what is it?
OrcaCon is a convention in the Seattle area. It's a little bit smaller, but it more is about inclusivity and education whenever it comes to tabletop RPGs. It's a lot of like LGBTQIA, it's a lot of like disabilities, and I am going to be doing a panel there I'm going to be doing a talk panel thing, Q&A thing, on being dyslexic and how dyslexia affects you playing tabletops and how you can help navigate with one of your with your players, because there's that dyslexia. There's a thing that went viral, which was the dyslexia sheet. It was a dyslexia player PC sheet for D&D, and that's kind of what got me the idea to submit that. So I'm going to be doing that, which is incredibly exciting. So I just didn't know if you were going to go.
I have no idea that it even existed. When is it?
It is I think it's in January. I think it's in January of this year.
Then
next year.
Then I will clear my schedule, because that sounds amazing.
It is absolutely amazing, and they also do look for and give tickets to people who have followings, of course. So that's always a good thing to email and reach out. I'm not falling for it. I'm not falling for it. I'm not.
I had to give it a shot. Yeah. I had to take it.
I never would have had the gumption to try to request a media or content creator badge at PAX if it wasn't for Aelx talking me into it. So
they gave me a content. They they gave me a content creator badge to ECCC, which is a huge fucking convention, whenever I was at, I think, 40,000 followers. So they will give convention badges out. I mean, like, it's not, but like the big thing is that you won't be able to get a second one for like a friend to come. That was, I think that's how they do that. But it's extremely fun, and it's great.
Did they check your content? Because I mean, I got a lot of followers, and as long as they don't realize I don't do D&D content, I could probably sneak in.
I don't know. I don't know how much they check the content. I just know that I did pass and get in and qualify. But then again, you know, my stuff is all labeled as tabletop RPGs and stuff, so.
I'll try to fake it next time I have a con come up. I'll be like, oh, look at all my followers.
Fake it
Look
till
at
you make
I
it.
got lots. Look, whoa, got lots. All right, let me in.
Yeah, I'm writing that down so I can look it up and see what's
Yeah,
what there.
I
sounds
followed
awesome.
it. It looks awesome. I'm at their website right now. Not that I'm not paying attention to the conversation.
No, you're right. OrcaCon?
It really makes me wish I was still on the West Coast with you guys.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be really, really fun. Wait, Rishi, do you know that do you know the person on the board? Is that what you're saying? Sorry, Rishi says that someone to pass is on the board, and I don't know who that is.
I need to pass. Yeah, I don't know.
Yes, Storm. We run 5e. This is a 5e game. Yes. I would absolutely adore to run a 3.5. Actually, Jack and I were at one point we're going to take the other Friday of the every other Friday. You don't like 3.5?
I have evolved. That's like Charizard reverting back to a Charmander. You just don't need to do it.
I understand.
Pathfinder does it better.
That's true. But we were going to play Monster of the Week on the alternating Fridays at one point, which I was really excited for, but then it kind of died. And now I have a really, really big itch to play Blades in the Dark, because I played it once.
My God,
and it's
so
so
I've heard
good.
fun things about that game.
Yeah.
I love Powered by the Apocalypse games.
Yeah.
I've been in a Masks game that's been going for 2 years.
Oh, nice.
It's
That's
not
been
even
awesome.
supposed to last that long. We've been doing reboots. Seriously, we get to the end of a story arc, and then like a comic book, we like have like a rebook, and we pick new playbooks, and we're playing the same characters as different
That's
playbooks.
really
game?
fun.
Is it worse
That's
than the
so
original?
cool.
Yeah, I mean it's not like a reboot, but like comic book characters always have like reinventions and their powers change, and
Oh, that's really cool.
yeah.
That is cool.
And then we did like a
Alternate
5-year time
timelines.
jump, and then we're after
Yeah.
them. We were in high school, and now we skipped college, and now we're adults, and we've had to custom write a lot of the game for it. We've had to do a lot of tinkering to make it work, but oh my god,
That's really
so
cool.
good. So
Yeah,
good.
but Blaze in the Dark is something that I've always been super interested in, and it's just like, and I also do enjoy the Powered by the Apocalypse stuff, and so I've been wanting
Good
to
system.
dip my toes into other things. Though I will say, just for, if anyone's curious, in mid-October, I am going to be learning how to play Age of Sigmar from Reroll Ones, who is a YouTube channel all about Age of Sigmar. I'm going to be learning how to play Age of Sigmar, which is a war game. It's a Warhammer war game, and I'm super excited because I've only had good experiences with Age of Sigmar guys. So, like for example, one time I was running an all-girl table, and the Age of Sigmar guys came over to us and were like, "Excuse me," and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna have to defend these women." And they were like, "Do you want us to like move to another table because we're like bumping up against your chair and it might make you uncomfortable, and we don't want that." And then the other dudes that are playing Age of Sigmar heard them say that and were like, "No, we'll just move the table." So they lifted up this big ass war table and moved it a couple of inches so that the girls would feel more comfortable.
Oh, that's
Nice.
awesome.
That is like
Real
every single
gentleman.
interaction with Age of Sigmar people. They seem fucking amazing. So I'm really, really excited to learn it. I'm going over to this guy's house who has a whole rig and stuff because they film it for YouTube, right? So they have a whole rig, and we're gonna be streaming it, and it's really exciting.
That's
That's
awesome.
dope.
Nice.
Besides that, does anyone have anything interesting to say? I'm still writing a book, but yep, That's still happening.
Played Gamma World for the first time in
Gamma World.
over 20 years.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
I was just talking in the chat that I forgot how amazing it is. It leaves everything up to kind of you, right? It says, here's how much a light weapon does in damage. Here's how much armor you get. Whatever you want, that's what you are. And everything's rolled randomly. Everything's built randomly. And one of the players ended up playing a small village of Yetis that have really short lifespans. So like every day is a new generation. And it was the most fun I have had in an RPG ever. He started the game throwing pebbles and rocks at all the monsters, till then he started getting like laser cannons by the end of the campaign.
You know what?
And it was only a few days that had passed in game. It was glorious.
Amazing. Amazing.
We'll have to run some games on that online for people.
What is it?
It's a tabletop RPG. I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this. It's based on the 4th edition D&D rule set.
Okay.
But everything you do is random.
Me.
Yeah, everything is randomly generated. So you roll on tables to determine your origins. And your origins mix. So you might roll one that is you're a army of centipedes, and then the other one might be you're a Yeti. So you become an army of small Yetis, and that is kind of your entire character. You choose. My weapon is going to be. There's debris from all sorts of realities. So the one guy's like, I think that I'm just gonna use pick like a maul or something. What are you gonna use? I think you know what sounds really good? One of those spoilers for a car, or maybe a bumper. I'll go with a bumper. So he's running around with a bumper as like his primary weapon, you know. And it's a really great game for creative inspiration and a lot of. It's very much spoofing any sort of RPG, but it does it in such a great manner. So I'll have to get you guys together and we'll have to run a game.
Yes, that sounds fun.
That sounds awesome.
It's more board game heavy because it's very much like gotta have squares and stuff, but which is what 4E did, right? They did the little combat battle mats like for pretty much everything. So
I really feel like that'd be very fun to play drunk.
It'd probably even be funner drunk if you created the characters while you're. Oh, and characters die all the time, and you can roll a character up in like 2 minutes.
That's
which
amazing.
Is awesome. Oh yeah, they
Nice.
die all the time. You're just like, oh, he's dead. Until we got splattered by a laser. Oh, that one got a satellite that fell on his head. Where did that come from? I don't know.
As one does.
Right.
You know, like what happens.
Alright,
That was exciting for me.
It reminds me of so I have the rulebook here actually for another TTRPG. I'm gonna butcher the name of it, but it's like Merkburg, something like that. It's like a black metal fantasy RPG
Okay.
where there's a lot of like the world is already doomed and everything's against you and your odds are 0. You're going to die, and they have a lot of cool stuff set up for that where like the rules are like super slim, super simple, super straightforward, like really light. And they have a character generator on their website where you just roll a character sheet because your character is gonna die. So you'll just roll a sheet, boom, here's your character, play them, you probably die, roll a new character, play them, you probably die, roll a new character. And you can just kind of like blast through all of these like doomed knights and wizards that are like just trying to do literally anything.
That's awesome. I love
Dude,
stuff like
it's
that.
so cute how much Pepper loves you.
Yeah.
It's
It
just
would be cuter if she didn't have razor sharp claws and dig them into my legs when she jumps on me. But yes, she's my baby girl and she likes to get in my way, especially when I'm working.
she's very attached to you. Well,
She's sitting on
speaking
my head.
of working, would you guys like to get started?
Yeah.
All right.
We got a dragon to save.
We do.
Or
Hey,
Saving the dragon.
Did you say save or enslave? Because
Oh.
Roll for initiative.
So where we last left off, our adventurers had just completed Boozy's bamboozles, and retained themselves a crystal of pure good, which, by the way, is still open for the giveaway on episode 19, which congratulations on episode 20, everyone. But they obtained themselves a crystal of pure good and made a deal with Boozy that if they get a particular deck back into the world and out of the hands of a particular beholder that they don't know who that is, forens them at some point in time in their speck of a moment of a life, their snap of the fingers in the eyes of Boozy, then they can keep their memories of the crystal, the crystarium, as you could call it. As you emerged from the hole, climbing back up, you realize that you do indeed remember going down the stairs into the crystarium, but you do not remember anything before that. However, I think it was established last week that Sathrin does.
Yeah.
We also established, just retcon and forget the numbers that I said, that you have literally enough time to get home if no tomfoolery comes about and if no mischief is made.
Okay, so we're very much doomed.
because that's just the way that Boozy runs things, you know. He is the god of games and alcohol at heart.
And we are chaos magnets in this group, so...
Yeah.
Which is to say we're playing D&D. So,
Fair
if everything
enough.
went according to plan, this would
be
this
boring.
would be a story, not a game.
Be playing Monopoly. Wait.
Wait a minute.
So, if you guys remember, I brought you back to the map. You are just on the other side of the Stronghold of Giants. You are kind of, I believe you are half a day out from the actual,
Pass?
Lillington. And then Lillington is half a day out from the pass. The pass is 3 days to get across, or it's 2 nights to get across. The pass is 2 nights to get across, and then it is, another 2 days to another night to Yao, which is where the dragon is.
Okay, so if we're all in agreement that there will be no shenanigans or tomfoolery, Alex, you go ahead, skip us right through to Yao. We'll just do that.
Sure.
We don't need to worry about everything in between.
Well, wait, hear me out.
Fast travel.
Fast travel, exactly.
Like, use my Hearthstone, please.
Would it not be faster by airship?
That we currently don't have.
There's one on the way. Okay, that would take a fair amount of shenanigans and tomfoolery to get.
That would be many shenanigans.
Hijinks.
I
Lots
will
of hijinks.
just because there was a long break. I will remind you that Liu and Xander are completely kept in the dark of what you guys are doing right now. You did make friends with Jasir, who is one of the magistrates who has a lot of pool. You also have Aurora in the town, who also has a decent amount of pools. So there is. I just wanted to remind you, the reason why I did this is because there are several options. There are several ways that as players you can wiggle yourself out of this, but as players you have to figure it out. I just have to remind you that it exists.
What are we
So-
thinking then?
Well, we have just enough time to get back. I'm assuming that was like by foot, so
Right.
it may behoove us to swing through that town.
Lillington.
Yep.
Well,
and
we need to let them know that we made it.
yeah, and
Yeah.
maybe procure some horses and get there a little bit faster.
Yes, talking to Aurora would be a good idea.
I bet.
It's good. I am very
I do not
hungry.
know what you are trying to insinuate.
Good idea.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna just look at him. And just... Well, should we foot it there as fast as we can?
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Indeed.
So, with all of you in agreement, you go ahead and power walk your way across the plains, back over into the hilly pasture, back over into the foresty hills, and then past to Lillington, where you can see Buntus hard at work. It's the first thing that you can see. Buntus is hard at work, simply walking around the edges and placing carts of boxes and carts and things up the edges, so that people don't have to haul them up ramps. The ramps are now all downhill, and Buntus is just a living elevator. He seems to be enjoying it, from what you can tell. He's very smiley, trying to help. But when he sees you all come around the pass, he smiles at you and puts one of the carts down, and you see him take his harmonica out from his thing. And he goes, da-doo, da-doo. And you see all of the townsfolk kind of stop and like start looking around, and Bunches points at you guys. And you can see somebody run into town hall to probably alert Aurora. Bunches is now also an alert with his harmonica that he had.
Amazing.
So, you said he's acting like at an elevator for people?
Yeah, so all of the ramps, they used to have to manually, like physically bring all of like the fertilizer and all the sort of things that they would make in town up the hills, because it's kind of the stair step. The way that they're kind of situated is very stair step. And now, instead of having to do all that heavy labor of pulling them uphill, because going uphill is very difficult, instead, Buntus is just picking up the stuff. That's just what he's doing.
Brick's gonna walk up over to him and he goes, "My friend, I was interested in asking how your day is, but it seems it's just full of ups and downs."
It is. It is.
I'll give that one a 5. That was a solid midline.
5.5, I think.
Yeah. We need scorecards to just flip up every time he tells me to number it.
You see Aurora in her more casual clothes, her work clothes, her just everyday clothes, kind of power walk over to you guys. While you're standing near Buntus, and she comes and approaches you and says, "So, were you successful?"
We are still alive.
It is so good to see you. Yes, we were successful.
Yes, very good to see you.
Yes. And if you were successful, then the town is good and we're safe again.
And
So
I'll just like...
I don't remember anything. So
You hear Sather in your head go, "I do."
Could you just give her safer?
And so I just message Sathrin, "We're going to have a long conversation about that later."
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
Aurora looks you all again and says, "Well, you don't look much. Never mind. What is that? What?" And she looks at Brick and Badru, and she goes, "Do you need that? That's going to scar."
The
What?
The mummy run.
I don't remember what happened here, but I'm assuming we got this during whatever happened in the thing that I cannot remember.
I don't think you're still... I mean, do you feel afflicted in some way?
I think I ate something bad.
Well, it's very clearly necrosis, but it seems that the
That does not sound good.
magic has stopped.
It's definitely not as bad as it could have been. I do have some resistance to it, but it was still, not entirely... I'm assuming it was not entirely pleasant.
Are you?
Don't remember, so
And
let's
you
go.
can see her face this entire time has kind of been like a little weird. And she goes, Are you entirely aware of what day it is?
This is the day after yesterday.
Did he?
The day before tomorrow.
Did he let? One start. Did Boozy tell us how much time we had to get back?
Yeah, when he was telling us that we only had like 5 days to get back, we were like, "Whoa, how much time passed?" And he was like,
Yeah, we just kind of figured it out that we had exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, we are aware. We were made aware that we were held there for way longer than time seemed to actually pass for us.
Yes.
As we can remember.
To us, we were gone about a day and a half.
It was much more than a day and a half. Liu has sent out scouts to search for you. Or your bodies.
Oh.
Well, we are planning. We do need to get back as quickly as we can.
Yes, we were hoping that you might be able to provide some assistance in that regard, maybe?
And she like looks.
This quest was a bit time sensitive. Our recent host has made it clear that we do have that he wanted to hold us so that we'd have just enough time to make it back.
Yes.
That little rat bastard. Well,
That seems a bit harsh if you ask me.
question. Can you convince Xander to send me some more horses?
Probably.
If you can
Very
do that,
possibly.
if you can do that, there's quite a few of you. If you can do that, then you can take our horses, but you'll be taking the majority of them. So we'll need some kind of.
I feel reasonably sure that could be worked out.
Well, if anything,
Andrew, what do you think?
I'm pretty sure that we could talk Xander into a deal like that, yes.
well, for a crystal of pure good, this man owes me, so he can replenish my horses. She looks at Brooke and says, I don't know if I have a horse for someone your size. You might have to
piggyback.
ride. Okay.
Yeah, you can piggyback. That's fine.
Ooh, DM question. Ooh. Pick me.
Pick me. What?
Is this... it's just because it's been so long. This is the town where I went to the leather worker?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. I'm gonna, hey guys, I'll be right back. And then, sprint over there real quick.
Yeah, as you do that, she sends 2 young men that were following her out to see what was going on, to go fetch the horses. And with that, she's, why don't we... Well, you need to get off as soon as you possibly can. And she kind of glances over to Badru.
Heard
She's
that
like,
before.
she glances over at Badru and is like, I was hoping to... Well, I'm sure you'll be coming back. You have to come back.
Sorry, I missed a bunch of that because for whatever reason Discord decided to switch my output. I could not hear anything.
She kind of looks disappointed and glances over at Badru, and she says, "I was hoping to be able to spend a little bit more time with everyone, understanding a little more of what was happening, but you'll just have to come back. Besides, you have Buntus, and Buntus has been incredibly worried about you." And Buntus is like, "Hey, don't tell him that."
Friends
It's okay
worry
to
about
be
each other,
concerned for your
Buntus.
friends.
Well, I was just really, I don't know. It was really scary whenever you guys didn't come back after a couple of days. So, and then Liu sent some scouts, and scouts were not, I don't know. They weren't the most pleasant scouts. And so then I got really worried.
I wish we would have known that we were being held that long. We would have tried to send some kind of word.
Yeah.
I don't know how we could have from where we were, but... Ooh, I just remembered a potential wrinkle.
What?
Did we decide what we were going to tell them about you when we get to the pass and have to go through the pass without our guide?
I thought you guys were
I'm
gonna...
trying to remember.
tell them?
It's been a minute.
Yeah, I
Maybe-
don't
You're gonna tell them
remember
that you got killed?
Maybe like tell them I died. Didn't they like send some
Yeah.
stuff after us or something?
That's
I think-
true. That happened. Yes.
I think that's what we were going to tell them. I just wanted to make sure because it's been a minute. And yes. And we even have to have a guide going that direction, correct? You have to like
Yeah.
stop in and
Yeah.
pick up a guide.
It might be a little different if
Well,
he
yeah,
like
if he
thinks for a
died-
second. It's like, actually, if you got one of Liu's scouts to like say something to them, you might not, because I didn't know that he was part of that organization, and that organization actually has free pass around. And Aurora looks and goes, we're going to have a discussion about what you do or do not know. Because this is very fascinating every time you open your mouth. Because I don't know, I just kind of overhear things because they kind of just forget that I exist. But yeah, if you actually like find one of Liu's scouts, they can actually probably get you through the pass without needing a guide. And they probably actually won't ask any questions about me. They'll probably just assume you killed me. Which I'm fine with.
That'll certainly be more handy than having to. Yes. Excellent.
Indeed.
Excellent. Lady Aurora, I hate to come back and so soon say that we must go, but as
No,
soon
I
as Happy's done,
understand.
I keep saying Happy. As soon as Mordecai is done with whatever he's doing over there.
Speaking
Yeah, I would-
I assume
of,
we
I
saw
would
you
say-
run over to the
Well-
leather worker.
I would say that if knowing that this was the town, I would have split off
Yeah.
as we got to town. So this whole time, I would have been like either there or on my way there before you guys even got to Aurora.
Yeah. No worries.
So yeah, you go up to the leather worker and he goes, I almost sold your shit. I thought you were dead.
Well, I wish I could tell you that things went smoothly, but I actually don't know how they went. But we came back in one piece. Some called us heroes, not to brag or anything. So yeah, it sounds like you were able to finish the little project.
Yeah, you wanted armor, right?
No, it was a excuse me.
Cloak, coat.
Yeah, it was a coat, and then I had a couple like little blueprints for some scraps.
Yeah, all right. You got your
Like poker coat.
you call yourself a hero, but I don't know where the fuck you got this leather. But here you go. This is a nice little cloak for you.
I take the coat and I roll it up and I put it in there. I take the scraps that I had to make and put them in there as well. And I think you said something about a bag you were gonna be able to like hook me up with.
What?
Because mine was when I left, he'd been like, "Hey, your bag's really gross because it's full of cloaker guts. You want me
God.
to throw a new one at you?"
Yeah. Somebody else came here also and he gets this it's a pretty nice leather crossbody bag. It's like, kind of big, fit like a laptop. And somebody did the exact same thing you did. Actually, they went and commissioned. They went off and commissioned this bag, and then went off to go do something, and just never came back. So.
Oh man, that is a shame. I'm really sad to hear that.
As disgusting as it was, I've never gotten to work with leather like that, so I decided I should throw that in just because, there might be some minor errors.
I appreciate the work. And I think I owed him 70. I don't remember shit.
I believe it's 75.
I don't know that I put that in the notes, but I'll look.
I'm fairly certain.
I know I gave him half up front, but I couldn't remember what the total was.
I could have sworn it was 75 because it was 150.
I think that takes me completely out of goal.
It was 100.
100?
flat?
Mordecai met the leather worker, negotiated a new pea coat out of the cloaker for 100 gold.
Okay, so it's 50.
I
you have to give me 50.
8.
Thank you.
I'm broke. Yeah, so I count out the 50 across to him real quick. I throw everything in the new bag. I take the old bag and I'm like, Do you want to
Yeah, I'll make scraps out of it.
throw it? Yeah, there you go. I take the new bag, kind of dust it off. I appreciate the work, sir.
All right. Have a mighty fine day.
You said you had like he was gonna put like a stamp for his like business on the.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure I saw that. And make sure everybody sees and knows where it comes from. Thank you very much. Say bye. And I take the door.
As you take off, you see 4 beautiful, pure black Clydesdale worker horses with saddles on them. Be pulled out from one of them and walked over with you to everyone. These are massive horses that are powerhouses, and also you can tell by the fur, built for the cold. She says, so,
do we need a permit for those?
no,
Is there going to be a docking fee?
You just need to promise me they will come back to me. These are mine, so.
Oh, of course. I just, those are quite enormous.
They are, but,
Okay.
it's less likely for a bobcat to try to attack one.
Well, yeah. Well, unlikely for a bear to attack one. I like it. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Are we missing one?
I'm small.
No, this is what I was explaining. This is kind of the predicament with Brooke's stature and these horses. And these horses are like 13 hands. They're like...
Like British Shires? Aren't the
Yeah.
Shires like a really...
Who measures in
Like,
hands?
I know horse hands because I'm from Texas, unfortunately.
I'm certain it won't be an issue.
Wonderful. Go ahead.
Honestly, I kneel down to the whatever one's closest to me, and I kind of like put my... Oh, sorry, I can't... Put my hands out like this for Brooke, and I'm like, Brooke, I got you. And I'll
Thanks, man.
kind of up on top of the horse.
You guys climb on top of the horses, and you're actually surprised at how like comfortable these saddles are. They're like quite comfortable.
Before
Another worker does good
I
work.
climb on the horse, I want to go up to Aurora and I want to take her hand in both of mine. And thank you so much for all of your help. It is regrettable that we did not have more time to spend here, but I most certainly can guarantee you that I will be back.
Of course, and I look forward to your return with my horses.
I'm gonna lean in and I'm gonna kiss the very corner of her mouth.
She like just looks at you. She's just like, you too, and then just like walks.
He turns around and all of us are just like...
And when Baju turns back to them and it's like stupid, like goofball grin on his face. He's like, I cannot believe I did that.
Buntus goes, why did she say you too? That doesn't make any sense.
You'll
I don't
understand
get-
when you're older.
Ask Aurora.
I don't know if I want to ask her. Sometimes she scares me. You know how many people? Know how many like giants she's killed? It's a lot, even though she's missing an arm.
She's a very scary lady.
So, question.
Some people pay extra for that, Buntus. I'm just saying.
I think my uncle does. Anyways, so if you guys are you guys are gonna try to find like one of Liu's people, right? Do you know how to do we have any way to contact Liu? Like, what's up?
No, we don't.
Let's see. I can't remember if I have sending or not, so I'm gonna check.
I certainly
Real
don't.
quick.
No, not I.
I mean, I'm hoping that on these giant, very noticeable from a half a league away horses, one of these scouts might see us as we're heading for the pass.
Yeah, I suppose it depends on how good they are at scouting.
It's just whether or not they're still in the area.
There
I
is
mean, they
that.
may have.
Sphinx, your familiar can fly, right? The wings aren't just ornamental.
He sure can.
Let's say that gives us 2 air scouts to.
Yes, I could send Eclipse out and have them scout the area for us and see if they're able to find the scouts.
Yeah, between that and
I feel like
Leopold,
I
we
said
should be able to.
scout a lot.
I don't know if you guys are gonna. You can try. I just don't know if you're gonna be able to find these guys.
Well, again, I'm hoping that they're going to find us.
Oh.
Like, they're looking for us, right?
This is true.
Yeah. I guess. Okay. Yeah. I guess that makes sense.
And we're not exactly traveling incognito on these massive, gorgeous beasts.
This is very true. So, yeah. You can go ahead and try.
And we'll definitely be back to see you hopefully soon, Buntis.
Yes,
maybe you should you stay here and see if the scouts were using here, and so if it were me, I would send one familiar to the west, and I would send one familiar to the south, and see if anyone notices them.
What about the east and north?
There are no forests, and you guys. Oh no, it is the east. So one to the east and one to the south, because that's where like you guys were around, and so they're looking for you, and so they think that you're dead, and so that's probably a good indicator. Do they know that you have familiars?
They don't know about mine.
Don't understand.
I don't think they ever saw Leopold. I think I kept him pretty much under wraps the whole time.
We don't have very much time. Is the
And
problem?
he's a-
We're under.
Well, we cut our time in half with these horses. I mean,
Yeah, you essentially do.
I was just
that
guessing
is
those.
also true.
Yeah.
But you
No, but that's
do
also
need.
true.
But you do need to sleep. Well, the horses can only travel a certain amount. I think it's 8 hours a day. But they do have a travel speed of, I believe horses have the travel speed of 40 or 50. I don't remember, but it's not 60. So you basically shave like 2 days.
There you go. So we could crash here for the night. Hope they stumble upon us. Aurora said she was going to send word out, right?
That's true. And I mean, are they just scouting 24/7? Surely they're gonna come back.
They're not step on us, to be honest.
They didn't really say anything. You guys don't know about the allegiance, do you? Any of you?
Is that like a pledge?
No. It's an organization, the allegiance.
Would that be something that Badger might know about?
I think the only person who might know something about it is actually Brooke. Maybe.
Maybe.
Brooke, you want to
Brooke's
roll?
like, damn it, Brooke doesn't want to know things.
You want to roll a history check?
Sure.
I feel like
I guess,
Brooke intentionally
yeah.
blocks things out from time to time.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
just like-
thinking about it, Brooke has like worked like as like various jobs. So I guess he's done a lot of customer facing work.
Yeah. Customer facing away from.
12.
You do not know who the allegiance is.
Facing away from. Okay.
It's not that damn Brooke.
It's possibly like but what it more is that you don't know what the name the allegiance is, as in they could possibly be under another name because you're from another country and nobody knows. And he goes, all right, and he kind of like gets really like weird, and he's like, I got an idea. Hang on. And you boom, boom, boom. He runs back into the barn, the double-decker barn that he's been staying in, and is in there for a moment.
So we're staying here tonight then, right, guys?
So it would seem. Brooke, don't you have like a stone that you were using to monitor the our friend that we're attempting to save?
Yeah, but we're a little out of range at this
Were
point.
we?
I think I'm pretty sure it was only picking up until
I'm
like
trying to
we
recall.
entered the pass. I think from around the pass onwards, we were kind of out of range.
Oh, okay.
Don't you worry. I'm checking this thing all the time.
Well, no, I was
this
just
the
hoping
one?
that maybe that was perhaps another way to get a message back to town. That's
I mean, I can
Is
get
it
it
like
there.
a baby monitor or a walkie-talkie?
It's a little of both. I can get a message there a
Catherine?
little ahead, but not by much.
Then he comes back out again, and he has this ribbon, this blue ribbon, this royal blue ribbon, like very saturated, and you kind of recall a lot of Liu's like items being this blue. Rip this up, put it on the foot of your familiar, and then have them fly around tonight.
I do not have any family here.
No, he's to Mordecai. Our animal.
Yeah.
Our small flying friends.
There's nothing in your book about those?
No, only food. I
I
don't.
would hope not. I do not want him to eclipse.
You have
guess
another
it-
book you've been
While they're
checking.
talking, I'm just
before doing
shredding the
some
ribbon
things.
up into small slivers. Like,
There's
in
this
half
other book
long
you've
ways.
been looking at before trying some stuff.
Yeah,
I
I'll
figured
take
maybe
one
there was
half.
something
I have
I'll
not
tie it
seen
on real
this.
quick and
Thank you, friend.
speedball him to
Summon
the south.
Eclipse and then tie it to
One to the south and one to the east.
Yeah, so I tell him, like, you know, the mental of what's going, the plan, and I just wing him towards the south and let him do his thing.
So, I don't have a lot of.
I do the same thing and point it to the east.
I don't have a lot of information on these guys, the Allegiance. That's what I know them as. One time, one of them saved me, and he gave me that and told me if I ever needed them, that was all I needed, and so we need them.
Oh, Pontus.
Are they a shady kind of group that Mordecai might know about? Probably not. No.
They are more underground. Well, actually, you might, but I would make the DC higher. So you can go ahead. I will
Bring it
remind
on.
you do have Sathrin on you.
Uh-huh.
Is it a history check?
Right.
Knower of things.
History, please. Yeah. So the blue ribbon is actually the thing that clues you in. You don't know them as the Alliance. You knew them as the World's Obituary, which is a group of underground spies whose entire thing is that they want to prevent the ending of the world by any one power becoming too great. So
What a name.
they're
of that.
trying to prevent
badass
the
name on
world's
the
obituary. But they are known by many names in many different places. But the thing that's kind of a key of knowing them is these blue ribbons. They tend to pass out these blue ribbons to people who they deem worthy or they deem would also want to prevent the end. And the way that this kind of came about is because there was originally, as you guys know, but the audience might not, the Genasi are extinct in my world. There are mud, magma, smoke, and lightning Genasi, but the air, water, fire, earth Genasi are extinct. And the way that they actually became extinct was that they drove themselves to extinction by annihilating and genociding one another. And so whenever this kind of information was discovered, this group of underground people decided that they never wanted that to happen again. And so they're kind of trying to prevent the balances tipping too far to tip over is kind of where they are. They have so many names. They have so many aliases, but the one that you know is the World's Obituary, which somebody else gave them, as in they're trying to prevent it.
Mordecai's just gonna kind of keep that to himself for now. I recognize the name, but I poker face it.
So yeah, one of them gave me that a long time ago. So they should be here sometime tonight because they said that they would answer that. And so if they shoot one down, and then they see the ribbon, they'll know.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Hopefully they don't shoot them.
That's why he gets panicked, he gets flustered. Like, that's why it's attached to its foot. Is because it's like they can see it.
It's only loose foot
Before they shoot it.
Yeah, like they see it before they shoot it, but they might just shoot it because it's a familiar.
Pure curiosity. How'd you get this? You said one of them gave you that ribbon.
Funny story about that. It was a really long time ago, but my mom is related to my mom is the one related to my uncle, because my dad was a hill giant, right? Well, at one point in time, my other uncle was going to lay siege to. I was pretty young, but he was going to actually lay siege to the town that Liu is from. Yao. He was going to go and obliterate it, and there was an ice storm going on, so they actually had the advantage. And I snuck out and warned them. One of the scouts cornered me and asked me what I was doing, and I said I was trying to warn them, and so I warned them, and they got to be prepared in time, and so in exchange he gave me that ribbon, and I've kept it all these years because I didn't know what to do with it, but I think now's the time.
I just had flashbacks to my daughter telling me a story with that one.
And then, well, Buntus, you've given up a lot for us.
I'm free. So it's okay.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
I think that you deserve something nice. So Brick opens up his apron and pulls out a nicely folded U-shaped dessert with a little bit of like a chocolate and a little bit of white powdery sugar. He says, "This is greatest creation. It's Choco Taco. You would like to say."
Okay. And he just puts the whole thing like long ways in his mouth. Oh God, this is really good. I normally just have fruits, but this is nice.
There was a man going out of business sold recipe to me.
Okay. Makes sense.
Worth it, I think.
I think so. Yeah, it was really good.
3 ingredients, very easy. Bone dust, and he starts naming off bone dust, chocolate, and a little bit of syrup. It's all good.
I'm sorry, bone dust. Bone dust?
Oh yes.
Why?
Gives that crunchy taste. It's good. I promise. It's fine.
He like looks at all of you like, help me.
I do not think that bone dust is a viable use of a thing in food.
Well, you that's why you play drums and I bake.
Bone meal is actually a thing.
I do not play the drums.
Yeah.
You try to play the drums terribly.
Fight.
No, Baldur, you know that I'm not going to side with him just for the sake of siding with him on this, but bone meal is really a viable ingredient. It has uses.
Oh. I do not know about cooking,
Yeah.
so
No, I just
chalk that up to my lack of knowledge there.
Love that as soon as somebody else signs off on it, Bodger's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine."
Oh yeah, no, it's fine.
Oh man, that's funny.
I'm not saying that it isn't. Depending on the bones it comes from, I'm not saying it's not unpalatable.
Don't ask.
Yeah.
No,
Just don't
I
ask.
did.
I'd rather not know.
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
So what are we gonna do with these
Okay,
horses because we're staying here for the night? So
We should we should certainly take them back to the stables.
one of us should go get Aurora.
Yeah. Baldur, it looks like that goodbye kiss is not a goodbye kiss. Oh no, not that.
Now the awkward return.
Boy, that's
Yeah, that's gonna be so awkward. I am
Like when you say goodbye and then you both walk in the same direction to your cars.
Yeah.
Buntus kind of takes the horses, like, I got them, and like, it looks like he's walking a dog.
Baldrew, I could make you invisible for an hour if you want.
Hang on. Oh no, this computer's being weird. Friggin' frack.
So as you all continue over to kind of the town square, and you see the Eladrin. I think it was an Eladrin that you saw at the Church of Boozy. Wasn't it an Eladrin? Oh, an Eladrin bartender.
Yes.
You see the Eladrin.
I think so. Yeah.
Just kind of right as you guys are passing by, he opens up the door and looks at all of you. Excuse me.
What did you do, Fort?
Hello.
No, I've been. What did you do? What did you do? I've been told I owe you a drink.
You said,
excuse me. We made it back from some. Are we allowed to talk about it?
Oh, I know about it.
Oh, yeah, we made it back.
Okay.
Something I tell people when I don't know something.
Most people.
I know about it. You can tell me. It's fine. I already know.
It took us a month, but we're back.
Yeah, and you know.
I don't remember any of it.
Okay, that makes sense. Why he said you'd be needing a drink. All right, come on, come on in.
He said that son of a bitch.
He was here. How nice of him to send word ahead. That is good. It would have been.
He thought we didn't have time to stop for a drink, and he's making sure that we get drinks.
This is why he's my favorite deity.
Oh my!
It is kind of his nature. Yes.
All right, make it a double.
As everyone heads inside, I'm gonna kind of pull Brooke back to keep him outside for a minute. We'll catch up with you guys. I kind of like kneel down respectfully, like get on his level, but not like I'm talking to a kid. So Brooke, I kind of owe you an apology. As someone who is constantly underestimated, I will admit when we first met, I kind of underestimated your abilities, and I have made a few jokes about you being a child, and on more than one occasion you have kind of come through and saved my life. So I wanted to thank you, and I open up the pouch and I pull out the coat that I made to the specifications that I gave him. It's actually Brooke size, and it's like a nice leather coat, 3/4 length coat. And I pull it out. I'm like, hey, look, don't tell anybody and don't make a big thing. But I just wanted to give this to you as like a thank you.
Big thing. Don't make a big thing. It's tiny.
Both I, Jack, and Brooke need a second to process.
I figure, we go somewhere nice. This might help out better than a poncho, and it suits you. I think it'll look good on you. But just don't tell the other guys. Don't make a whole thing out of it. And I hand it over to him.
So this is the picture that I have of him in my head. Tell me if I'm right or wrong. But I imagine that Mordecai wears like a coat or a jacket himself, right?
Yeah, I got that long like purple on one side, black on the other.
Yeah.
coat.
Okay. So I think Brooke will kind of look at it and he's he's thinking about it. He's pondering it.
It's not a mini-me style. It's a different style.
Yeah.
That would have been so great.
That would I'm matching.
Matching coats.
Is he gonna be looking like a tiny Neo? That's kind of what I'm envisioning.
That's also what I'm envisioning.
Okay,
It's more like a 3/4 length than like a full-on trench. Well, actually, whatever style you want, because it took a lot less material. That's why I was able to make the other stuff out of it.
Oh god, yeah, I gotta have a think about it. I hadn't really
What I wanted, and I didn't get to ask Aelx this, but what I wanted was a hood that had the cloaker face on the front of it.
Yes.
But
totally.
Okay,
absolutely.
That would be badass. Yeah. That would be very cool.
Because that's literally what the cloaker's head is the hood.
It is, yeah. I was looking at one of the old D&D pictures, and I was like, that would be awesome to throw that up. How intimidating would it be to cloaker face? All right, and I just kind of stand up and make my way right into the bar.
Brooke had like a whole emotional speech ready. He'd just been processing it. Okay,
I hold the door open for him. I'm like, come on.
He like offers out a hand for a handshake.
And I kind of look real quick and I give him a good sturdy shake.
As soon as you grab his hand, he yanks you down to his level again.
Because he's way stronger than you.
He's very strong. He's extremely strong.
-1 strength. I'm just saying.
Please.
Like, whoop.
I am not fully convinced that you're not going to get me killed. Still.
It's fair.
But I appreciate that is not, from what I could see, your intention. Which is, if I'm gonna be traveling with someone, that's high on the qualities list that I'm looking for.
Not getting you killed.
Not getting me killed.
Yeah, no, fair.
Thank you. And not just for the thank you.
Yeah. We're all in this together. You, me, and the other guys. we gotta watch out for each other. And... All right, enough of this. Let's get inside and drink.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Whew.
Hide that thing. Don't let him see it right yet. And
So you guys step inside, and everyone has already kind of gathered at the booth that you guys did last time. That way, Buntus can participate. He can stand, and he will be at booth level whenever he stands, and you all sit on the second floor. Shortly after you guys...
Aurora there, or is she still at City Hall?
She is still at City Hall.
Then I would like to leave.
Goodbye, and go to City Hall. While you do, the Aladdin goes, oop, and where he goes. All right. And now we're down 1. Fun.
Does anyone have a saxophone we could just follow him around?
as he's walking away, my mage hand is like dusting off his shoulders behind him and like straining him.
Quick massage.
I could have. Thank you, Mordecai. I have my own mage hand for that, but that is fine.
As you all take a seat, Buntus comes inside, and he comes over to you guys. The bartender comes over and hands you all, he's a cleric, but he hands you all a fruity mixed drink. And he said, snow apple is on the menu tonight, so drink up. It's the last round of the season. Snow apples are out of season after this, because it's coming up on spring.
Rick
Cheers.
is busting out one of his books, and he's taking notes as he's talking about it being the end of season.
He looks at Brick and goes, the key to a snow apple mixed drink is to make sure that you add a little bit of cinnamon and a little bit of salt. For some reason, it just brings out the flavors of the snow apple and cuts through a little bit of the fireball. Have fun.
Sounds really good. I cannot wait to enjoy.
Chiron basically says cheers in Infernal. Like, in just, the Infernal version of Skull.
So Buntus kind of looks at you. So like, where were you guys? What happened?
We don't remember.
None of you remember?
We were told that our memories would be erased after we left, as not to spoil the fun of the deity for whom we just fought.
Wow.
What is spoiling? It's food not good when it's spoiled.
If everyone knows what to expect when they go in there, it won't be as fun for him.
Well,
So
plus
he
you gotta
makes
imagine
sure-
he probably mixes it up a lot too.
I'm sure, but still.
Yeah.
And even if there was a way that we could perhaps remember, Chiron says out loud and pauses, we probably shouldn't be discussing that in a literal church of Boozy.
Yeah.
Buntus like looks at you like, I feel like I'm out of the loop. I feel like there's something I don't know going on.
Well, given that clearly none of us remember anything, and that there's no way for us to go any deeper into this conversation. We should move on to something else.
You think just not talking about it will mean the gods don't know that it happens?
We're trying to, yeah. So what have you been up to, Buntus?
Yeah, what's new?
You look like you're fitting in very well here.
I
you
am.
busy?
It's actually really nice. I got to be honest. And he just starts just blabbering on about how happy he is and how welcome he feels and how like he doesn't know how to cook. So families, they've taken turns rotating cooking a bigger meal than normal so that Buntus has food. Like people in the town. And while that's happening, Badru slinks. I need better music. Slinks his way into the town hall to see. The only light on is in Aurora's office, and you can definitely hear like paper shuffling and all this kind of business afoot.
I will gently go to the door and like knock 3 times.
She looks at you, and she says,
Hello.
"Oh, you're still here."
Yes. So Buntus let us know about the scouts that came and had this great idea that Mordecai and I send our familiars out to maybe find them and bring them back. And since having the horses will cut our journey by about 2 days anyway, we figured we'd stay the night, all get some rest, and see what comes of the whole scout familiar mission thing. So I figured I would come and let you know that we are staying the night.
Liu scouts.
Yes, Liu's scouts. Yes.
The agents.
Yes. The Buntus might have mentioned a little bit something to that regard. Yes.
Really, the only thing that matters is that Liu is part of a secret society that likes to make sure that things stay in order. It's really as simple as that. I've been told several times that they are of no threat to people like us who simply want to live our lives.
Well, that is good. Apparently, Buntus thinks that they might be able to help us get through the pass on our way back to Liu and our quarry. So that's
that is
not
adorable of Buntus, to say the least. He is a strangely adorable fellow.
He really is, isn't he? So he is very earnest and very kind, which is not what I expected of a giant, if I'm quite honest.
He told me that his parents were, one was a hill giant and one was a frost giant.
Yes, he told us much the same.
I didn't tell him this. And of course I wouldn't want to ever... I don't want to change the image that Buntus has of his parents, but I know who his mother is. I found it shocking when he said that name. She's led several charges into the valley to desecrate anyone who steps into the valley of the stronghold. I thought that she had been killed when she simply stopped coming and stopped existing. I had done some serious harm to her at one point. And she raises up her left nub. I don't know. She raises up the lacking of the left arm and says, "She did some serious damage to me too."
I did not want to. I was wondering about that, but did not want to pry.
I was quite literally horrified when he said who his mother was, and she kind of sits down in her chair and offers you a chair.
I will sit down with her.
His mother took this arm from me, if Buntus's age is correct, while she was pregnant with him.
Maybe you should feed them.
I wonder if I don't know what to think of frost giants, but I do know when she saw me bleeding profusely, something looked very different in her eyes than the last times we had fought. I thought it was a look of, oh God, what have I done? Like as if the cause and effect of her actions had finally weighed enough on her brain to make it collapse in and for her to finally grasp what she was doing.
Or, and I might be reaching, so it could be that her being pregnant might have had a significant effect on her outlook as to what she was doing, and that maybe she realized that that was not the kind of mother she wanted to be for her child.
I sincerely and significantly hope that that's what happened, because we never saw her again. We would track her battalion's movements, but after that fight, where we actually got them to retreat before they did too much damage, except to me.
Right.
We never saw her again. Her battalion we saw, but it was with a new commander.
Interesting. Well, safe to assume maybe that she was with wherever she lived with Buntus's father.
That is what I am thinking too, because a village off to the west oftentimes talked about a hill giant who would be collecting supplies like like onions and things that everybody goes and gathers in. And whenever he would see humans or any sort of smaller mortal, he would actually flee. I wonder if that's his father. And it makes me I think the thing that weighs on my mind the most heavy is that they could have been allies and we could have saved them. I could have transformed this woman who took my arm into a bastion of what frost giants truly could be if we just gave them a chance, and yet, because we were too ignorant to put the signs together, they died. And Buntus had to live a life. That's not a good life for a child. You know, in if you were to calculate his years in human years, he's only 16.
He is a teenager. Oh.
He is. Older, but young.
That is... all we can do now is, yes, take the lessons that we have learned from the past.
Yeah, and she...
that could have been, and hope to move forward with a clearer head and a more open heart.
She takes her only hand and kind of like fluffs up her afro. She says, the issue is that everybody in this... He's told everybody in town who his mother is, and I've told everybody in town who his mother is. So, everybody knows who he is except him. and I don't know what to do.
It's simple, I think. Tell me.
You guys are at the bar.
Well, we're not there.
Yeah, we're not
Oh, I totally forgot. I was so engrossed in the story.
there. Brick was stood in the corner of the room the entire
Here's what you do.
Oh, Jesus!
Oh my god.
Brick's
How
just
long
there,
have you been there?
just slowly eating popcorn.
But she looks at Badru, and you've seen this twinge in her eyes every couple of times, but this is the first time you've fully seen it, is her being vulnerable.
Badru will offer her his hand. It is all right to not know what to do. There are times in everyone's life where we are faced with a choice or choices to make. The question now, I think, would be to figure out if Buntus would be better off knowing or not. Does he deserve to know? No, not even about deserve. Would his life be better if he knew who his mother truly was? Or if he did not?
My greatest concern is that everybody else in the town knows but him, and is it right to... Is it just letting him play the fool?
I cannot tell you how to run your town, of course. I do not live here, and it is in fact your town. I don't hold any office or anything of that nature. But if it were me, I would probably want to tell him. I think it is the right thing to do. I think it is good for him to know that despite where one comes from, one can overcome their past. One can change and be better than what they were. I think that is what we all want for ourselves, is it not?
I think so. Even if it hurts or makes him sad, I think that's the right thing to do. Thank you,
Sadness
Badru.
is temporary. Of course. Sadness is temporary. But we can at least assure that the knowledge of self will go with him.
She
After that.
leans over with her hand and takes one of your hands and one of her own. And she kind of smiles at you. And at that precise moment, you feel... What is your cat's name again?
Eclipse.
You feel Eclipse pawing at the back of your brain, trying to get you to look at them or pay attention.
This better be good.
If you'll excuse me for just a moment, my familiar is trying to get my attention in my mind. I'm staying here, but one second, please. And I will close my eyes for a moment, open them, and they'll be completely white as I'm now looking through Eclipse's eyes. Okay, this is... You caught me at a weird moment here. I hope this is good news.
You look through Eclipse's eyes, and what you see is 3 elven, lanky-looking guys, lanky guys who have their ears completely done up in their hair. Their whole head is like in a turban. They have a turban on top of their head. They are wearing entirely like camouflage, you can definitely tell one of them is wearing a cloak of displacing, a displacer cloak, and like all these kind of things. And they're staring at the cat, and they see your eyes come to. And the 3 of them look like directly into your eyes, and then they hold up the blue ribbon, and they say, "This is you?"
and I will just command the cat to nod.
We will return before the moon reaches the apex. Tell the giant to be there. If anyone else is there, besides the giant or without the giant, they will be killed on sight.
And I'll make the cat bow.
As you make the cat bow, the three of them literally just like gone. Like in one move, they are just gone.
Okay, that is very... And I will say out loud, that is very weird. And I will give them a mental command for Eclipse to head back as quickly as possible. And then I will remove myself from the cat. And, Eclipse seems to have found them.
Oh, I was assuming that was an Azamar thing.
Oh, no, that is me honing into my familiar thing.
Well, believe me whenever I tell you, Eclipse did not find them, they found Eclipse. You should probably go tell the others.
I probably should. You're right. I regret to leave you here.
When will they be meeting you? I'm assuming it's at night?
To the apex of the moon, I believe is what they said.
They're always so... There's so much filigree in there, and the way they speak. Why don't you come... I live on the second story. Why don't you come by whenever you're done?
I would love that.
I would love it too. Go on now, Azamar Angel.
I will do so, my sunlight warrior. And I will kiss her hand, and I will take my leave.
By the way, this entire time, you guys have been sitting around with Buntus, shooting the shit. Buntus has been telling you about all of these like ideas that he has to try to like fix situations. But and whenever he tells you these ideas, you're like, that's only an idea for a large person like a giant Buntus. Like that doesn't work for everyone. Like you gotta scale it. And I would assume at some point during this, you see Badru enter in.
And
That's it?
Wave at everyone, and I have news. I have news. And I'm gonna
Badru, you don't need to tell us how it went. You can wait.
No.
Be a gentleman about it. Be a gentleman about it.
That is not
man.
what.
I'm confused.
We all know how it works. Except
No.
Wait, what?
Everyone, please.
He said Brick, not Brooke.
Oh, right. I was gonna say.
everybody here knows how it works.
The scouts found Eclipse.
Oh, is that what you're calling it?
Oh, that's cool.
Remember, we've been drinking.
Long string of curses in Celestial. It sounds like a lot of like singing and like twinkling noises as he curses in Celestial.
Oh my god.
It's like, no. You don't understand. Eclipse, as in my familiar, my flying cat.
I bet it's
was
familiar.
found.
I've seen the look of things in my experience. Never saw anybody use a noose.
Buntus goes, oh, okay, maybe we should let like Badru finish the sentence. Yeah, and maybe I should like, he starts like slowly like moving drinks away from people and putting them on other tables, but they're like,
I drunkenly mage hand my drink back. Yeah, you guys haven't seen like Chiron has mage hand. He doesn't use it a whole lot. But just yes.
The scouts are on their way. They will be here at the apex of the moon. They also requested that, and I point to Buntus, they requested that you be there as well. Or else they're going to kill everyone present. If you are not.
Oh yeah. Do you really think that they should be
respectful.
present? And he like looks back at the table and he's like, you really think that they should be there? Maybe we should just be there.
It might be better if it were just the two of us.
Oh, it'll be fine.
No. Enjoy
There's no problem, my
Enjoy
friend.
yourselves. You are good. You are good.
Yeah.
Sit
They're
back here,
embarrassed of
relax.
What
a
the
Oh
look.
God, Brooke has gone maudlin. Oh no.
Because he gets sad drunk. He's embarrassed. No.
No.
Break pats Brooke
I
on the
want
back.
I want
It'll
you
be
all
fine,
to
my
have a
friend.
good time. Let me do the heavy lifting here.
Is that what you call it?
I bet you were doing plenty of heavy lifting before. I mage hand. I try to high five him with my mage hand over to Chiron with my mage hand and just misses his completely.
I will turn to Buntus. Do you know about how much time we have until the moon is at its apex?
He literally looks up and like opens up one of the skylights that like you would normally use to like vent the place. And he looks and he's like, 20 minutes.
Okay, then we should probably get going to get to where you met them before, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I met them in near Yao last time, so we should probably go to wherever the cat was.
Yes. And I will. See, how do I want to do this? I will snap my fingers and summon the cat back to me. And Eclipse, I will have you take us to where you met them. We must hurry and we must go now.
Meow.
Mordecai. We gotta arm wrestle with our mage hands.
Ooh.
This is gonna be the best.
Definitely need to arm wrestle our mage hands.
Okay, we
That,
should
sir,
leave them
is a
before they
fan-
come to
Brooke
That's
starts
okay.
taking bets. He's like, who's
Brooke's
got
like, let's go, guys, and just eat shit off the stool that he's on.
All right, you guys have fun.
All right.
Enjoy yourself.
As
Who's
you
ready to
all,
gamble?
as you all enjoy yourself, to the tune of Boozy's purse coins, because y'all aren't paying for any of this. Boozy's paying for all of this.
Yeah, we're on Boozy's.
You and Buntus go ahead and head out, and you were in the east.
Yeah.
So you go ahead and start heading out east, where Boozy's, like, it's kind of in the same direction that Boozy's bonanza was. And as you are heading out there, the entire like forest that is around you up into the plains is very, very still and incredibly quiet. And as you guys are like walking, Buntus is like trying to like go under trees. He's like, so why do they want me to be here?
I don't know. They seemed very intent on you being there, though. They didn't say why, and I could not ask them because I was seeing through the cat, and unfortunately I'm not able to speak through the cat because the cats have different vocal cords than humanoids.
Yeah, that makes sense. I wonder if it's because it's my ribbon. Like, you know, I don't know. I don't know how they would know,
yes.
but okay.
I mean, they were Eladrins, so you know, I'm sure they have their ways.
As you guys make your way a little bit farther into the thing, all of a sudden, well, actually, go ahead and make a perception check.
Excellent. I shall do that. That is a dirty 20.
You hear a single footstep behind you.
I'll stop and I'll put my hand on Buntus. Hang on. And I'm going to slowly turn around and put both my hands up.
As you turn around, there are two, again, Elven. You're not sure if they're Eladrin, you're not sure if they're half-elf, elf, Shatterkai, you don't know. But there are two of them pointing bows directly at your throat. And then a third one who has this ornate black turban on their head. His face is covered, but you can actually see from his eyes that he is a Shatterkai. he is wearing just he's wearing very clearly a cloak of displacing, all of this sort of materials, you know, weapons, all this kind of stuff, and he says, he looks up, it says nothing to you, he looks up at the giant, he says, we received a ribbon, a notification. A debt to be collected. And Buntus is like, I am... And the Shadow Kai looks at him and says, you were the one who warned one of us that Yao was under attack and was going to be attacked during the ice fall. How do you know that? It's written in the ribbon, as is all of this information. He looks directly at you. Who are you, Angel?
Badru Kamar, at your service.
Kamar?
I was with Liu sent me here with my companions.
He looks you up and down. How do you know Liu?
He is my uncle. Well, actually, not by blood, but we met in, and I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the name of the town.
No, you're fine. He looks at you and goes, oh, he's your uncle. Girls, and the two makes more sense now. So I'm guessing we're calling in a favor for your favor. It's not yours. Bunches is like, no, it's, I was just told that if I ever need help in dire times to use it, and this is kind of a dire time. How dire are we talking here?
We have 5 days to get back to Liu.
He narrows his eyes. You're one of the ones we're looking for.
Yes.
Oh. That makes incredibly more sense. You've been
Sorry,
missing.
I probably should have noted that earlier. Yes, we did not know. We were kind of in this weird extraplanar space where time passed differently. It was a whole thing. I don't remember most of it because my mind was wiped of, let's say, 90% of what happened.
This
yes,
sounds like god tomfoolery, and the only person who I know who fools as many toms is Boozy.
Boozy, yes.
What do you need?
An escort from here back to Liu through the pass, as Buntus was our escort through initially, but he will not be returning to them. And so we do not know our way around, whereas you most clearly do. And we are hoping to enlist your services to help us get back to Liu.
We have an agreement with the giants of the pass that our people are allowed to come and go as we please, unabated by others. Why aren't you returning? I couldn't help but notice that you were hard at work in Lillington, a giant. That's like where I live now, right? So I don't want to go back. I don't want to. They're not nice to me.
They really are not. They tried to kill him on our way down here.
That would make sense. All right, here's what we're going to do. I need a distinguishing feature. Something that cannot be mimicked or readily copied by anyone or, mistaken. I need something that you'll show them, some way for them to know that you will be going through the pass under our supervision, and you will be under our supervision from now on. I'm assuming you and your compatriots are staying in Lillington.
Yes, that is correct.
Wonderful. I will call my scouts back.
It is most appreciated. Thank you.
And he looks back to one of the girls. And one of the girls pulls out like a whistle and blows into the whistle, but you cannot hear it. And Buntus does not hear it.
Do not know if your whistle is broken or if that is working as intended, but
It's by design.
of course. You said you needed a distinguishing feature. Was that from me or from Buntus here?
From whoever is going to be going into the pass, I need a distinguishing feature to be able to tell the gatekeepers so that you will go by unabated.
Well, there's me. You clearly see me. There is also Brooke, who is a short. He is a halfling, very fighter, very kind of. And then there is Brick. He's a half orc. He has this pot that he wears on his back, almost like a turtle shell. It is very weird.
A
But
pot?
it works.
Like a
Yes,
walk?
like a walk. Yes.
That'll do. All right. Leave in the morning.
There are two others. Do you need those as well?
No.
Or...
No one walks
All right.
around with a goddamn walk on their back. That's perfectly fine.
Excellent.
Leave in the morning, leave as soon as the sun rises. I will make sure to make my way over there and personally deliver the information for you. You should simply acknowledge the gatekeepers, nod, and continue on your path. They will not impede you, nor will they chastise you. And if they do, tell me.
I shall. How do I reach you? Should I need you?
He contemplates for a deep moment, and he takes out a blue ribbon, and he holds it for a moment, and you see it, ching, you see some writing kind of right on it, and then it fades into nothing.
Oh, that is nice.
That is yours. Do as you did before. Tie it on your familiar, and I will find them. I will be tracking you and making sure that everything is going according to plan. However, you will have no idea where I am, and that is by design as well.
That sounds about right.
Wonderful.
You have my thanks and the gratitude of my companions as well.
Girls, we're done. The three of them kind of like slowly bow to you, and once again, just in a blink of an eye, are gone.
That is unsettling and very cool.
I feel like he could kill me very,
I
very
feel
easily.
I feel like he could kill us all very, very easily.
What was with his eyes?
He is a very different kind of elf, my friend. He is Shadakai.
What?
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is. Oh, God.
They are very cool, but can also be very scary.
Oh, hopefully he's the cool kind. He is the scary
He
kind.
seemed very cool and also scary. Yes.
Okay, well, maybe we should head back and get everyone to
Yes.
bed, because he said you're supposed to leave when the sun comes up, dude. You know that comes up at like 5 a.m.?
Yes. Sleeping would probably be a good idea for my companions, especially with they have been vibed quite a lot, I assume, or they
Yeah.
are lightweight. Either way,
Okay.
Right. You did very well, my friend. I'm very proud of you.
I tried. I don't know why I guess it was because it was my ribbon. He like wrote some stuff on the ribbon without writing it. That was kind of cool.
Yes, elf magic is very awesome. Someday I will learn how to do that. It's very neat. Or I would at least read a book about how to do it, even if I do not learn to do it myself. I will figure it out. Be a good
And you guys go ahead and head back to the bar, which I am so super curious. What has everyone been doing while Badru is gone?
Brick's entire apron and everything is ripped off, and he's standing up on top with his walk beating on it, singing "Do," and he's like, "Wait, daylight come back," and he's just going through, and he's almost stark naked, just wearing a single loincloth.
Everyone else?
Having a good time.
I think maybe Brooke is refereeing the mage hand contest. That could be pretty good.
I imagine we're getting absolutely nowhere because mage hands have a very slim amount of weight that they can move.
Yeah.
It's not about strength. So we're just like staring at each other as the hands are just frozen in place.
That's
Very
amazing.
much
That's what I'm thinking. That's what that looks like in my head.
Well, it kind of depends on how long that took, because I feel like after 2 or 3 minutes, I would have just been call it a draw.
Yeah.
You could do races where you have them run along the table like that.
Thing races.
Yeah.
Yes.
Team races.
Dude, have you guys
Yes!
ever seen those little tech deck skateboards?
Yes.
Those little ones with mage hands doing kick flips and
Mage
shit.
hand tech decks.
That
I
is
love that
absolutely
so
amazing.
Just shenanigans, tomfoolery, and malarkey. Lots of hijinks.
Next, we're gonna have those
exactly
little
the first rule we were given. Don't do this.
tiny
who's he
arena,
new?
and they're
Who's he knew? Yeah, they've got little leather gloves on, and they're punching at each other.
Oh no. Oh no. They're just boxing.
That's when,
fighting our mage hands.
at that point, Brick, when standing on top, half naked, is walking in a circle with a big giant sound. Round 23.
Brooke's taking bets, but there's no one there, so he's just throwing gold down in front of himself and then splitting it and then moving it around.
Definitely say
there are
that.
people there.
Oh no, I would definitely say that you guys have garnered a little bit of an
fantastic.
audience. There's a little bit of an audience just kind of sipping along, drinking to this. And as you guys are kind of sipping along and drinking to this, I can't remember what I named the Eladrin. I don't remember if you guys remember. I do need a copy of the notes. But the Eladrin kind of probably an hour after what's his face is gone, Badru is gone.
His name is Faye.
Yeah, I think his name is Faye.
Yes.
Right, because he's from the Feywild, so everyone called him Faye for short. And so Faye comes up to you guys and says, now, all right, everyone. I think it's time for you guys to get some sleep. It sounds like you're going to have an early morning.
But we're not done with the. And
Only round 23.
Believe.
make sure. Just gets one more punch in. Just
All right.
Sucker punch.
yeah, a little sucker punch.
All right, finish your punches and finish your drinks. You're going to have one hell of a day tomorrow when it is starting bright and early, as so I'm told. So,
Hopefully the horses know the way.
I would assume they do. If not, people will be there to guide you, don't worry. Now, where are you staying? Are you staying in Buntus's abode, or are you staying in the guest house?
The guest house, I think they said we were going to be staying there.
Okay, all right. Why don't I escort you all there?
I turn around and give a real unsubtle wink. I'm like... Follow my
You guys all kind of come down, collect your things, come down, and as you come down and start walking to the guest house, you see Buntus and Badru walking up from like far away from where you guys were, and he says, "Up there they are now. We'll make sure to get everybody tucked in."
Woo!
Yeah.
Woo! Woo!
Oh boy.
Here I come and we want to go home.
Is he still playing the drum?
He is probably.
Playing is a strong word. Playing, maybe.
I'll just kind of lean over to Buntus. I see Brick is playing his walk again.
As you guys meet up in the middle, Faye looks at you and says, "I'm sure your strolling in the woods was quite resourceful."
Yes, it was very illuminating.
I will be sure to make sure that that all of your compatriots are up and fed at 5 a.m. ready to go.
I very much appreciate that.
Badru, you're gonna be late. You better hurry up, man. Aurora came in and said that she was waiting for you. You better get over there.
Did she come in and say anything about that?
I can confirm for you that Aurora is waiting for you, though she did not come in here and tell us.
Ah.
Boo! Badru and
We played the wrong
Aurora
day.
sitting in a tree.
Now, Angel Boy, and he looks at you. 5 a.m. You do not want to make that man angry.
No, I do not. I will not be making that man angry. I will be up and at him at 5 a.m. and we will do the thing. Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah, right. He's
You said
early
it in the wrong
starter
order.
there, huh?
All right, gentlemen. And he opens up the home that you guys stayed at last time. Your abodes for the night. I'm sure you can find yourself a bed and find yourself a washcloth.
Do we all have our own? We all had our own rooms in this place,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can manage
I'll
that
be
yourself. Okay. Fantastic.
I don't think Brick has got enough coherency to make it anywhere, so he's just gonna pass out on the nearest floor.
Good.
Just walks in and bring us up.
Good.
Such a nice room. Thunk.
The taste of wood will make good smoking wood, I think.
Oh no.
Even when he's half passed out, he's thinking food.
Right. Well, I will.
Sleep
Not
talk
keep-
recipes.
Before everyone goes in, but before Chiron goes in, Faye stops him and he goes, "Is there any chance I can procure your friend," looking up at the hat, "for the night and just have a conversation?"
What are you gonna do with Sathrin?
Have a conversation, ask a couple of questions, learn a couple stories.
Could Sathrin link him in without actually having to give Sathrin up?
I wouldn't want to. You promise that you're not gonna. Well, first of all,
Consent. Consent. You gotta ask Sathrin. Consent is key.
yeah. Sathrin.
I love telling stories.
All right. And he's gonna think really loud at Sathrin, like close his eyes and concentrate at Sathrin. Don't let him I'm gonna make him promise to not steal you or anything. But you wanna talk to him?
I don't think he would steal me because you know where he lives and his cover would be blown if he had to move somewhere else.
But still, are you okay with this?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you don't think he's gonna hurt you or anything, right? Because I'd be sad.
I've talked to people of his organization before. I'm sure it will be fine.
What do you mean his organization?
His organization.
What organization does he belong with?
The same one as the people that were just speaking to Badru, I assume.
Are you gonna answer him? You're just standing there. It's getting weird.
No, so out loud, he's just gonna go, "Son of a bitch." Just out loud, he's just gonna say, "Son of a bitch!"
Did you hurt yourself? You looked very uncomfortable.
He's part of the obituary.
Okay.
Okay.
You have to promise not to hurt my friend Sathrin.
I got
promise.
you. Zippity boom, and I just tap Sathrin with my wand, and then I like point at the guy, and I'm like, now if you try to steal him or anything tricky, your testicles will explode. I put a spell on it. Watch out.
I promise that I will not steal them from you. Besides, they are much more valuable the more that they get to see, and you all are travelers, where I am not. I am stationary, sadly.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, the last couple of people whom he rested on died after like 6 months. So hopefully that's not going to happen this time.
Hopefully, we hope.
Yeah, their testicles exploded too, so watch out.
If
All
not,
right.
I can assure you we will not lose sight of them again, and they will be procured from the corpse.
But
Okay.
that's not.
Again, wait.
Yeah. What?
What?
Mordecai straightens up a little bit, because I didn't hear any of the Chiron conversation in his head. Well, you've encountered Sathrin before?
We've encountered several different sentient magic items. Sathrin was the most knowledgeable one and has been noted in our archives as and tagged as if you see them again to try to have a conversation with them.
All right, as long as it's just a conversation.
It's just a conversation. If you wish, I can stay on the porch.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna pass out like
Okay.
any second.
Okay.
So
Yes,
I worry. I'm
It's
a
just,
worrier.
I would be a fool to squander the opportunity, you have to understand, and I don't even know if you're going to remember this in the morning.
But Sathrin will.
But Sathrin will. But will
Can I
they
insight check him while he's
disadvantage?
Ooh,
because the drunkie.
the being drunk and whatnot.
You have no idea.
wah wah.
All right. Sathrin, be careful. Yell if you have to. I'm pretty sure you can wake me up if you need to.
I will send a sending.
Make it loud.
I appreciate it. I promise that they will be back before dawn.
We're all still linked, even if he's on somebody else, right?
Yes, I can
In
still hear
theory.
you.
All right.
That must have been
Ah.
spooky. You just hear that in
about
your
that.
head.
All right, good night. I will return Sathrin in the morning with breakfast in tow.
I got you all. Please
I'm a little
sleep
hungry
well.
now.
No, go to bed.
He goes ahead and walks away, and as you walk over to the town hall, and he walks back, he goes, "We have been looking for Sathrin for possibly, what is it, 100 years now? Maybe 75 years at this point."
Ah,
He's talking about Drew. We lost trail of her. We like to check up from time to time and make sure that everything that they've seen, that they've experienced, is all well and in line with our goals.
well, I'm sure that Sathrin has much to tell you. But we found him. I found Sathrin with a quite the interesting goblin by the name of Tannis, I believe.
Oh, a goblin had them.
Yes.
What were they doing with them, if I might ask?
Far as I know, it was just hanging out on a shelf.
Ah, so no one was That would explain why we couldn't find them. Well, this has been invaluable information. I greatly appreciate it.
Oh, yes,
I
of course.
wish you well in all of your endeavors with Aurora, and I will see you tomorrow. Good luck.
Yes. Thank you. I will clear my throat and very nervously walk, but very eagerly walk to back to City Hall.
We're gonna fade to black on that one, buddy.
Wait.
Okay, go ahead.
Real
Go
quick,
ahead.
If I may, As I like we stumble upstairs, I kind of like guide Chiron to the one room and Brooke to the other. Brooke's laying out there. I walk into my room, and I don't know if you noticed, but while we were drinking and Baudry was off talking to Rangers, I was pantomiming throwing drinks over my shoulders. So as I walk into my room, as I stumble into my room and shut the door, I straighten up and I kind of brush myself off, and I open my book of spells, and I think real hard towards the hat. Sorry,
Sathrin.
And I go, Sathrin, I couldn't help but notice when I was looking in my book earlier that I had a new spell in here, and I'm assuming I got that from Boozy.
You did it in exchange.
Oh yeah, thank you. And then I kind of think for a moment, and then I'm like, Boozy, I know you can hear me. I'm assuming I had a better plan for this spell, and you probably knew exactly what I was up to. And I wait for a second. I'm assuming he's not going to answer.
No, he doesn't answer.
Yeah. I'm like, all right. And I cast Remove Curse on myself to take care of that curse I picked up from the pocket watch. And I go ahead and I'm like, all right, and flip through the book for a little bit, and then I go ahead and go to sleep.
All right. And then
Chef's kiss.
Well played.
Very nice.
Very nicely done.
As we fade to black, we come back at the crack-ass of dawn, when on the door that does not have a lock, you hear, and just whoop, the door flies open, and you see the Eladrin sitting there with a couple of friends, a couple of young elf-looking ladies. And they see, the first thing that they see is the half orc sitting on the floor, laying on the floor, and he's okay. Oh, right.
Brick has somehow found a loaf of bread that he's using as a pillow.
Loaf of bread.
Girls, if you just want to go ahead and set their breakfasts on the table, I will go ahead and take everything else so you can go back to your father. Thank you. They go ahead and set them on the table. They have these like turbans wrapped around them, wrapped around their heads, and they go back out. The Eladrin comes over and just makes some plants grow and tickle off of his like leather, and make them just tickle his, or off of like a wooden spoon, and make them tickle his nose.
Nose?
Brick's nose.
Okay.
He kind of wakes up with the start. No, that's too hot. What is wrong with it?
Good morning.
Is it an herb by chance?
It is an herb.
He just eats it.
Just for you, it's basil.
He scoops it up and says, basil, wonderful. And he reaches into it. Where is my clothes? What the? He looks down and says, my sausage!
You were incredibly drunk. It was hysterical. You were banging on your walk as if it was a drum. All of your stuff should be in the chair next to you. That is where I decided to put it. You can go ahead and get dressed and then help yourself to breakfast. This was cooked by two lovely young ladies, so please be kind when critiquing it, but also you can critique it if you wish. I am going to go wake the others. Thank you so much.
Mordecai's already heading downstairs. He heard all the commotion.
Good morning, Mordecai.
Morning. And I just kind of chipperly like doop down the stairs.
Brick gets up and uses the walk to cover his ass as he dashes over to get some clothes on.
He goes up the stair and gingerly knocks on Brooke's door. Excuse me, Brooke. It is time to awake and partake in then leave.
I'd say there's dead silence, and when he eventually opens the door, he finds Brooke, like, having tried to get out of his armor last night, but didn't manage to get all the way out. He's, like, stuffed inside of his own armor.
Oh dear,
fell asleep like that.
Do you want some help? Okay. And he starts like undoing the buckles and everything, and starts properly undoing everything and trying to make it all clear. I will say, whenever you're ready, Sphinx, whenever you got your stuff situated, you can come into the guest house at any time. And then he goes ahead and gingerly knocks on Chiron's door. Can't hear you.
No, I didn't say
He's
anything.
not saying anything.
Oh no, Badru's saying something, but I can't hear Badru.
Oh, right.
Oh, got it.
How about now?
Now we
Yes.
can.
Oh,
Yeah.
Can't hear
Sorry
you.
about
Oh.
that. My computer decided to shit itself at exactly that moment. But I have a spare, so here we go. So yeah, I'll just like wander in, just kind of. Oh boy, that was. Good morning, everyone. What is going on?
Good morning indeed.
Where is his clothes?
To be fair, you did leave us unattended last night. Hijinks did too.
As you walk in, you see two very familiar-looking young ladies with turbans wrapped around their head walk out.
And in that very like, I don't know how many of you are familiar with the show Boy Meets World, but in that very like Sean and Corey way.
They give you a small smile. Faye once again on the door.
Coming out of his room, Brooke will see the knocking on Chiron's door and walk over. Chiron! You are?
You kind of hear some grumbling.
I would like to return Sathrin if you have a moment.
Chiron gets up, takes the dagger out from under his pillow, puts it back in the sheath, and goes over and slowly opens the door. And he looks awful.
Oh,
Now is the perfect time to tell you that if you were drunk last night, you now have a point of exhaustion because you only got 5 hours of sleep.
Well.
Justin looks so mad at me. I said that, and Justin was like,
Mark that shit down.
shit.
Where is the bit for... Where does that go on here? All right, I'll figure it out.
he hands you back Sathrin and said, we were able to update all of Sathrin's archives pretty extensively, so I appreciate...
Chiron is now immediately awake. I'm sorry, what? What about archives?
We were able to get all of the information to update Sathrin's archives.
Sathrin has
Yes.
archives?
Yes. You have no idea how powerful of an item you have. You've only just begun to touch the power.
I've had an inkling.
That's what Badru said last night.
But Sathrin... But when Sathrin spoke of you and your friends, they spoke very highly and with a joy that we have actually not seen in Sathrin in quite some time, and it has piqued our curiosity, so we think it is best that Sathrin actually stay with the 5 of you and in order to view the world and also explore themselves, which is a new thing. And then hands you back the gaudy hat. What did you say?
Wait,
Taking Sathrin away was an option?
no,
Everything's an
No,
option.
it wasn't.
You're down. You're down with us. They're upstairs still at the.
Then never mind.
Chiron's room.
I know nothing.
Just to let you know, we were not going to take Sathrin away from you. We just pondered the idea. We ponder every idea.
We're going to have a long talk, Sathrin. we appear to have a lot to catch up on.
You put Sathrin on your head, and the first thing that Sathrin says is, "That was very fun, but I have to be honest, I missed your banter."
Aww. Aw. I'm sorry, ow.
I can tell. All right, well, why don't we... I have...
Breakfast.
Faye just looks at Brooke and is like, it's always a joy working with you guys. With people like you. And then goes downstairs.
How does the
What do you mean, you people?
Does the meal taste eloquent to
It
Brick.
is definitely above average. You can tell that those young girls do know a thing or two about cooking. Are there things you could probably nitpick? Probably, but
Oh, he's going to.
I was going.
He walks over to one of them and says, "I must say, I'm pretty impressed with the honey muffins. Though next time, don't use stiff butter. Let it melt and smooth it out a little bit. I promise it'll be better. And use goat milk instead of cow milk. Other than that, I give you a solid B."
the two girls literally look at you and then just look at each other and then look at you again and they go, and one of them goes, "Thank you. I'll take that into account next time."
Yes. No, you won't take it. You will do it. Don't take it into account.
And
Why would you count? Don't need to count. Just change.
I will get between them. Please do not take this personally. He does this quite a lot, and to everyone.
It's quite all right.
Yeah, it is all right. You can do better, though. I think.
Could you just?
Faye steps down into the bottom of the stairwell and goes, "You do realize the two of them could kill you, right? Very easily."
What does that have to do with cooking correctly?
I mean, fair.
To just be good for just a moment.
You see
like a day.
You see him talk back to Faye, and you see the two girls crack a smile.
All right. Just remain calm. It's fine. I promise. Thank you for the lovely breakfast.
You're welcome. All right, well, eat up. You need to go as soon as you're gone, as soon as it's all gone, so scarf it down.
I open up the notebook I've been kind of tinkering with, and I slide the open page over to Badru, and it's the charcoal drawing of Brick, like, butt naked on the table, just banging away, while me and Chiron are sitting there and just, like, a rough sketch of, like, their hands, just done in, like, finger charcoal kind of thing.
What is he doing to the table? Banging away?
No, naked on the table, banging away on his shell when he was doing
That makes more
his fun.
sense.
Draw him like one of your Yao girls.
I was gonna say, Mordecai's like collecting sexy drawings of all of us at this rate, because he got Brooke doing the lap dance back in the thing as well.
Oh, that's right. Oh my goodness, that is. Was that what was happening last night?
It was really nice, I think.
That's the answer to your question, and I'd slide the book back and close it up, put it away.
Very good, very good.
All right. Faye comes over to Mordecai and, like, grabs him on the shoulder. Like, well, seem a little chipper this morning for someone who drinks so much. Supposedly.
I've been drinking pretty heavy for a long time since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. Hey, what time is it? Should we get heading out, guys?
We should, actually.
Yeah, why don't we
getting
hit
out
the road,
there.
take some of this to go, and I pick it up and start heading towards the door.
Chiron goes over to the pot of coffee that clearly just boiled and starts drinking it.
Yeah.
Like the actual like boiling coffee.
You put the thing down, and the two young girls are just staring at you like,
I will never get used to that.
And he just
All
right.
One of the young girls said to Badru, "Does he do that often?"
Oh yes, all the time.
You get used to it.
I have not gotten used to it, but I assume that someday I will. Maybe not for a long time, but yes, he does that quite a bit.
Was this out of Chiron's earshot?
No, it's in Chiron's earshot.
It's like only when I am very hungover.
The two girls go ahead and exit.
Happens more often than you might think.
I'm mostly fireproof, comes with the horns, and he just keeps walking.
As you guys go ahead and exit outside, you see that the four giant horses are now saddled up once again, ready for you guys to go.
The sun hits Chiron in the eyes, and he lets out the filthiest infernal curse. Like if anybody understands Infernal. If anyone is around who understands, it is filth. As soon as the sun hits his eyes, and then he kind of shades it and shakes it off, and then keeps moving.
Just move the brim, my friend. Just
Pull Sathan's broom down.
We get to the
Alright.
horses, and Brooke just stands next to him, like puts his arms up, like just pick me up.
I'll pick him
Just
up and put him on the.
Brooke needs
On the horse.
upsies.
Yeah, I just not.
All right. Now, the girls are going to go ahead and follow behind you, but go ahead and make your way to the pass. Whenever you get there, just smile and nod, and keep going.
Smile and wave.
We've made all the arrangements necessary in order to get you back to Liu, hopefully on time for our arrival, our newborn. I'm sorry, and he looks at Brooke. You're newborn, so I'm told. Anyways.
Yes, that's right. You're going to be. I pat him on his head in front of me. Going to be.
We're all going to be uncles. It's going to be great.
I get to be someone's uncle.
All right.
That's incredible.
All right. Go on now.
Pretty much.
And as you guys ride off, he said that the girls were following behind you, but you don't see them. They're not like on horses.
I just believe that it's happening.
Yeah, same.
Chiron is complaining about Boozy. He's like, he did this on purpose, that bastard.
Not a rat bastard.
Hey, Chiron, I say like right next to him, but real loud. Chiron. Hey. I got
What?
a couple. I had some questions. That pot of coffee thing got me thinking. I don't know much about you. Where exactly are you from?
Sorry, I was not prepared for that question. Like, Dom was not prepared for that.
I am shocked we have gotten this far and nobody has referenced Badru, like, possibly sleeping with Aurora last night.
We're pretty hungover. We've got a bigger fish
I'm
to
just
fry
shocked.
right
I
now.
know, I totally understand
We'll
that. but
deal
just-
with that later.
Do you need fish? I can fry fish.
I had a pretty inappropriate joke, and I just let that one die.
Baju is looking like just very content and just.
Yeah, I'm totally leaving up to you, Sphinx, to decide as your character. As the NPC consents to everything, I like I'm saying she does, not like obviously she does, but she does. So like, whatever you decide your character would be doing, it's all good.
Well, he knows cure disease or cure wounds, so I'm assuming he's probably good there. Hoping he used a circle of protection or whatever last night.
Oh my god.
Thoroughly
Are you
confused
sure
here.
Cat?
I'm a thoroughly
what are you
confused
talking
asexual.
I'm just saying, if he didn't use a we'll call it a circle of protection, he might need to know
Oh,
that cure.
got it now.
Know that cure disease spell.
Got it. I got it now.
Oh my goodness.
Prestidigitation to affect any potential unwanted smells.
Oh.
You had to.
See, I
We're
stopped.
gonna move
stopped.
on.
He probably would have cleaned himself before he left.
Oh, we don't need the details.
Somewhere
oh,
in
God.
the forest around you hear, oh my god.
This is what I have to work with.
So, Badru,
Yes.
how was your night?
Without going into too much detail, because
Coward.
It was suffice to say, the night was good. It was a good night.
That's good to hear.
Yes.
Consi-
How
Considering
How much
the amount
sleep
of
did you get?
considering the amount of wingmanning we did for you, I hope it was a good night.
Yes, it was a very good night.
We all worked as a team for that night for you.
And I appreciate that. And should the opportunity arise where I can wingman for any of you, you can count on me.
Unrelated.
Yes,
whose horse am I on? Sorry, I just want.
Badger's.
You're with me.
I'm with you. Okay, I'm fast asleep on your horse, by the way.
It's just passed out.
Yeah, I'm KO'd. Sorry.
Like, oh, the poor boy.
He's at least
What did
as
you all
old as
get
we
into
are.
last night? Oh yes, I know, but
Many. What did we get into? Many casks.
Yeah, we
Drinks-
drank so much, it was ridiculous.
Drinks were on boozy, as it were. So
that's
Somewhere-
I was not there.
he
for
did
that.
this shit on purpose.
Somewhere you like slightly feel like you hear chuckling, but we're not sure.
That bastard.
Brick.
I'm sure he is very pleased.
Brick, you
I
got any
am.
road snacks?
Wait, what? You're talking to Brick or Brooke?
Yeah, no. I
Brick.
I was Brick, and I was like motioning for some food, like throw me a snack of some kind, like
Trail mix.
So he reaches into his now apron once again as he's comfortable and he's kind of lost a few things, and he chucks a small animal skull that's full of little jerky fingers.
You know what? Fuck it. Just dig in.
They're actually not bad.
You guys want some fingers? I say really loudly towards the drunk ones. They're hungover ones. Clack, 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 clack. Oh, it's
Yeah.
real loud.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
I look back at Brooke and I'm just like, poor little fella.
You know, this is a big day. Like, Brick has been trying for over a year of playing now to get you guys to eat fucking fingers. I think he was trying to get you to eat fingers whenever you guys were fighting the goblins, like a year ago.
Very true.
Yep,
Yeah.
right out
This
the
is a big
gate.
moment. This is a big moment for
And
Brick. How
and-
do you feel? Because everyone's actually enjoying the jerky fingers.
Yeah, as Badger was feeling especially good on this morning, he is going to partake in a couple of fingers. as well.
Yeah.
How is Brick
man,
feeling?
There's a joke there I'm gonna let die.
Yeah. So
He is-
Mordecai, sometimes you got to throw the little fish back.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, that one came right at me. I'm just gonna toss it right
Yes.
back to you.
that was a soft pitch right over the
Yep.
plate. Just watch that one go by.
Let that one go.
Watch it go by. You're welcome, and also,
How is Brick feeling about everybody actually enjoying the fingers that you've been trying to get them to enjoy since you guys got together?
He kind of takes a little deep breath. He kind of looks around. He has a bit of a smile, and he realizes that he has finally formed his own group of friends who accept him for who he is and who appreciate him. And he's been trying. He thinks that he may just have a new family that loves him, and it's something that he did not think he would ever get because of his unique taste. But he realizes, he looks and he says, I just want you all to know I'm Muffin without you.
I hold up a 3.
I hold up a 4.5.
One day he's gonna get a 10.
I throw one up to
Crunch.
Leopold. Leopold he takes it off and eats it.
Crunch.
It says,
Crunch.
Yeah, just
don't ever leave me.
All right. As you guys spend half a day making your way towards the pass, you see that a lot of the snow that you saw whenever you very first came here has actually melted now. It is a lot less snowy.
It's been a month.
And as you guys come up to the pass, you see the gatekeeper giants kind of like look at you and like look at you for a second. And then they see Brick. And then they just kind of like make eye contact with Badru and nod.
Badger nods back.
And they sit back down.
And I just gesture to everyone, let us go.
And we're gonna fast travel this shit because I want to, honestly.
Well, yeah.
So you guys get through the mountain pass with absolutely no problems. You actually can get through it with only spending one night in the mountain pass. Going to sleep is very uncomfortable in the mountain pass simply because you really, really feel like you're being watched, just because you know now.
Because we fucking are.
Because you fucking are. And so, as you make your way out of the pass, you actually see the two young girls, like, standing outside of the mountain pass, but in, like, dresses, but once again, but now they're in, like, sarabs. They have these, like, headscarves on. They're in dresses, like commoner clothing and stuff, and you see them outside of the mountain pass, and they just kind of nod at you guys again. And you make your way into Yao. But whenever you are about an hour out of Yao, you are stopped by the two young girls. You're stopped by them, and they kind of look behind all of you on your horses. And as they look behind you on your horses, you all see a man who is dressed in almost solid, like greens and whites that are very blending in with the surroundings around him. He has a turban on his head, and his face is covered by a piece of cloth, like a tight mask. He walks up behind you guys and comes directly in front of you, and you know this, Badru, to be the Shadarkai. You guys can decide for yourself whether or not you know what the fuck the Shadarkai are. But if you don't, they're just like, he just looks like a really creepy elf. He's just looking very elfy, but like his eyes are weird. And that's the thing that really throws it off.
What is
Weird
wrong
in
with
what
your
way?
eye?
What would the check be, just out of curiosity?
You can make a history check. That's kind of what I do for all of the...
Yeah. And
No,
what's
Brooke's
weird
got no
about
idea.
his eyes?
Yeah, then you know that it's Shadarkai. They're yellow, like piercing yellow. I have to tell my boyfriend to let the dog out. Because the dog is...
Well, I guess that question is answered.
It is okay. They are Shadokai. It is fine.
He
I don't know what that
he
means, and
looks
that's okay.
at you all and says, "There is an issue, and I would like to raise this issue before you get to Liu.
We all have shoes.
Now what?
Liu would come out here himself, but he is a little preoccupied.
What has happened?
The egg has been moved to the inner sanctum, the inner portions inside the mountain, particularly into a secret area in the back of the town hall.
Why?
I said we shouldn't leave it here. Bro, give it
Is-
up.
More
Give it up.
dangerous for us to take it with us.
Is checking baby monitor.
The Draco
egg
monitor.
is cracking.
We gotta go! Gotta go!
We do.
Why are we having a conversation?
We don't know you.
Because
He was telling me.
Because I want to let you know that we were going to kill it if what you are going to try does not succeed.
Oh.
Yeah. That
Well,
makes sense.
we have it on good authority that it will, so...
But I
Me and the
appreciate
girls-
that all the same.
Me and the girls are going to go ahead and keep watch with Liu.
Okay.
As soon as you come into town, just rip yourself off of the horses. The stable hands will take care of it, and if they don't, I will make sure my people take care of it. And come into the back, into the mountain, go past the clerk. She already knows what is going on, and head into Liu's office.
Okay.
You'll be able to find the
We've been
passageway
there.
through there.
All right.
Oh, giddy up.
And once again, just in a flash, in a blink of an eye, they are gone.
All right, let's move then, shall we?
Let's go.
Respectable band. Oh shit.
You,
Did we real quick? I hate to add, this might matter. Did we did we actually get a full
yes,
long
you
rest
now no
while
longer
we were
have
in the mountains?
exhaustion.
Cool.
Yep. Just checking.
Um,
Sorry, didn't want to interrupt.
You're
Let us-
fine.
let us go.
As we're riding in from there, by the way, Brooke is like continually trying to like get in communication with the dragon.
Yeah, about like a pretty good way out. You already knew that something was wrong because the dragon had been moved from locations, but it still looked like a house of some sort. Like, it didn't look like it was in a jail cell or something like that.
Yeah.
But it is still being kept on embers. Though whenever you look now, it is no longer being kept on embers, and you can definitely see a very distinct crack.
Hey, everything
Gotta go.
Oh boy.
As
Let's go.
As you race your way, down into the valley, down away from the mountains into the valley and into the the forest to Yao, making your way, clearing past all of the farmland. You can definitely tell that today that something is very different about today. Something is very in just the air, in the weave around you. Something feels very, very wrong, very different, pulsating, breathing like life is like almost still in a way. As if a great battle between good and evil is happening all at once in a space that you cannot see but you do exist in. As you make your ways and hop off, a couple more people who are also in turbans take your horses and are just like, go, just run. And as you sprint your way in, Badru, you get into your head. We have a problem. Please come quickly. You're mute.
You've gone quiet.
We're on our way.
As you race into the back, everybody in the town can kind of feel that something's wrong. Everyone's kind of like, ugh, it's sticky outside. It's humid. It's weird. It feels so thick. And as you race into the back, the young blue dragonborn that was sitting there is extremely worried. And the only thing that she can say to you as you pass is, please help. As you race into the back and into Liu's office that you once were in, once you were having scotch in, you can see that actually that back portrait that was on the wall of Liu is actually a door, and it opens up to a staircase that comes down and then to another cavern into the back area.
Go.
You race up into the back area and into the cavern, and you can kind of see it change from raw stone into more solidified area. And you kind of now realize that you are in Earth Genasi ruins. All of this kind of area has the same feel and the same like structural feeling as those steps that were in the Crystarium. The same kind of architectural details. Did I say Ganassi?
No, I wasn't trying to interrupt you. I noticed that on the world map, there's the motherland of Jin. So I didn't know if you spelled Genasi differently.
Oh, no, I do not. So that would be cool. So as you carry in, the air is palpable, and like at this point, you feel like the weave is so disturbed around you that you can almost see flecks of sparks around where the weave is making contact with the material plane and then brushing off once again. The thing that really gets you more than anything else is that it reeks of rotten eggs. It reeks of spoiled, disgusting, rotten eggs.
Sulfur.
As you turn a corner and make your way into one of the rooms, Liu stops you and says, I don't know. This is a problem. This is a problem. This is a problem.
What is happening, Liu? What is happening, Uncle?
I think Brooke is literally. I think Brooke is shoving past. I don't think Brooke cares about having a conversation.
I will say, Brooke, whenever you entered the area, whenever Badru got that thing that was like, there's a problem, your presence of the silver dragon snapped and is no longer present in your mind. Liu sees you. Liu sees you push past, and he says, "Better this way. Come on." And you see the man not using a cane push past all of you and turns a corner for you to see in a room that is kind of like sequestered, cornered off, but has no door. The Shadowkai is standing in the door along with his two daughters, them with their weapons drawn. You see past them something very strange. The egg itself has glowed hot red, as if somebody is putting a light up against it, and the blood vessels are being able to be seen through the shell. The black veins that were veining up are grotesquely large at this point and pulsing, having started to creep along the floor and along the walls.
Jesus.
There are several cracks in the egg itself, and you can actually see a piece of the egg has chipped off and fallen down. Through that chipped off section, just slightly, you see the muzzle of a dragon. But the color of the dragon is shifting. It shifts into an iridescent silver and then back into a black. Into an iridescent silver and pulled back down into black once again. It seems that while the egg has cracked, the curse has not fully formed. A fight is raging on within the body of this dragon.
We have to get it to crystal.
Before I just wrote, so as all of that is doing a thing, Sathrin, Chiron wants to check in with Sathrin and just be like, is this how you would have expected this to go at this point? Like, is this good, bad, normal? Is our plan still intact here?
She's premature.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So what is that?
She will be weak.
Okay.
Maybe it needs to cook longer.
But can we feed? Will the crystal still work? Is that what we should do now?
The way that the crystal will work is if it is detached from the veins. The veins feed it the negative energy, but the crystal will purify it, but it needs to not have the veins attached.
Will
Shit,
that kill the dragon? Detaching from the veins now, will that kill the dragon?
I don't believe so. I believe she's old enough to thrive. At least I've seen them thrive at that age, though she is quite young.
Okay. So then, as there's a break, a quick break before anyone has a chance, because can we even get in there right now?
No, it's blocked by the Shadowkai and his daughters.
Right. All right. So everyone, I have it on Sathrin's authority that we should be able. The crystal plan should still work, but the dragon is premature, and so we have to sever the link between the dragon and the hatchling and the veins within the egg, or the crystal won't purify properly.
As you're saying this, you see a claw come out and cut down another piece of the egg. Another shell, part of the shell falls off.
And then just very deadpan. this may not be a simple task.
What we are going to do, we are going to need to do it soon.
And then you hear like a low grumbling,
Fuck.
like the dragons grumble.
Okay, well, and then Brooke just starts go in.
Yeah, I'm right behind Brooke, like
Yeah.
just like
I'm
neck and neck right
behind
beside
my
him.
Can
I'm gonna
Brick? Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm gonna. Well, how far away are we from the egg?
You're probably like 30 feet.
It just takes a second to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna run up and I'm just like, all right, I don't know if this is gonna help or slow it down at least, and I'm gonna put my hands on the egg and just hit it with remove curse. I mean, it's pretty powerful magic, I'm sure, but at least I might be able to slow it down so you guys can like do more. I'm not very strong, so I'm not gonna pull and shit off, but I can at least slow the curse down a little bit. And I'm gonna go ahead and touch it and cast remove curse on it.
Brick, what did you want to do real fast? You can do it simultaneously.
I
No,
think that
Brick.
Brick. Sorry.
yeah, Brick
sorry.
wanted to do something.
Yeah, go for it.
He reaches into his pouch and throws food at its muzzle. He's probably just hungry.
No,
That's
no,
what I
no,
do
the
when I
crystal
get
has to be the
hungry.
first thing it eats. The crystal has to be the first thing it eats.
You got a crystal.
Literally the first thing.
Mage's hand and
While you
grab the-
guys-
whatever
yeah.
food fell on the floor.
Before you have the ability to do that, while you do that, whenever you say that's the first thing he has to eat, one of the daughters just jumps, grabs the food, and jumps back.
Not to my house.
I appreciate the instinct.
No.
So another piece of it cracks as you remove curse pulsating in. All at once, you see both the veins swell and then decompress really quickly, along with the dragon screaming.
Oh fuck.
Okay, we need to do this now.
Okay, so where
another-
is it connected to these veins?
Another piece of the shell falls off, and it actually protrudes its entire head out. This beautiful, disgusting, seeing this metallic sheen wash over it over and over and over again, as if somebody's like putting a light over like a metallic piece of paper. And it turns to Brooke, locks eyes, and you see all of the crazy shifting slow. And you see the eyes, which were going from silver to red to silver to red, maintain silver. And Brooke, you feel inside of your brain, don't let me go.
Brooke, it seems fixated on you. I think you should be the one to do this.
It's completely still now.
Maintain eye contact.
Yeah, Brooke is like
Stay on target.
frozen.
Loosen up. No, sorry.
Stay on target.
So where is this thing connected to the veins?
In the bottom. Do you hear Sathra and Southern Brain? On the bottom of her.
Okay.
We're going.
Tell me what
Brooke?
I can do to help.
Honestly, Brooke is not got a lot of brain capacity. He's gonna just jam his arm in there.
Yeah.
Near the egg.
You jam your arm into the egg, slicing piece of your, because our eggs are actually incredibly sharp, slicing a piece of your arm, and you can feel that on her belly and like on her chest and everything, there's more than you can handle, but the veins are actually attached to her belly, in between her scales, slinking up into her very innards.
Okay.
You're going to have to tell her that this is going to hurt. Try to keep her calm.
Okay. You guys have this situation under control.
Your job is going
We
to
have
be to keep
nothing
her
under
calm.
control.
No, Brooke, you can do this. I believe in you. You just need to keep her calm. Keep her in the moment. She may lash out, but you can do this. I believe in you.
I'm gonna need you in 2 months. Saying when we're due. I'm gonna need you there.
I forgot you're pregnant.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna need you to help out. Sorry.
All right. So, gentlemen, let's get to work.
All right.
I tried. She stopped my food.
No, that's not what we're doing.
Slytherin pulls out a dagger. Like, let's do
We
this.
need strong brick. We need strong brick, not smart brick.
Oh, I can do this thing. All right. What do you need me to do?
Brick, have you ever
Cracked an egg.
have you ever dressed a fresh kill, and you have to be very careful to cut very particular bits,
Oh,
but
yes,
not the,
yes. You don't
but
want
not
to
the
waste.
you don't want to get the intestinal tract.
Oh, yes, I understand this thing. I can do this. I'm very good.
Okay. The veins between the dragon and the shell. We need to cut those. We need to be very careful.
I can do this thing.
I'm going to go over to Brick. I'm going to start humming, just a very gentle song, to grant him inspiration.
All right.
I-
He pulls out his overly large chef's knife.
I
take a
believe
D6.
in miracles.
If you can't get in there with that, if that's too big, here, and I'll hand him a dagger, like a smaller knife.
Go ahead and make a survival check.
It's gonna be fine.
Oh,
I'm
God.
not.
All
I'm
this
not-
time, Brooke, she is like talking to you and is like, I wasn't born to be this. I don't want to be this.
I think Brooke is trying to distract and is telling her about the crystallarium.
Oh my God.
What is the bardic
that's really
inspiration?
fucking
Is that a
bad.
It's a
D6?
D6.
Well, that could have
This is what happens when you take away my chef's knife.
So you see that Brick comes in and it pretty easily slices all of the veins, but the veins are still within her scales and seem to somehow still have control over her. Maybe cutting is not the best method.
I'm sorry, my friends, but sometimes
Okay.
you just have to break a few eggs to make a good omelet.
Is she free enough to get her out of the egg?
Yeah, you get her out of the egg.
Okay.
When you begin to
Now we have
touch
room
her,
to work.
when you begin to touch her, however, you actually hear the weave around her tick, 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 as it begins to almost like spark and have little snaps around her as this battle between in magics begins to unfold in her. She is almost paralyzed, but as soon as she loses eye contact with Brooke, she bares her teeth again, screaming once more.
Turn her back to Brooke. Turn her back to Brooke.
I would have tried to not have her not face Brooke, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, I'd be like, all right, let's move. Let's move.
As she is facing Brooke, it is almost as if whenever you take a cat by the back, all of
Scruff the dragon.
all of this stuff is happening around her, and for some reason, you are scruffing the dragon for all intents and purposes, and she is relatively calm, though Brooke does know very well, and I do want to hear what Brooke has to say about what he's saying to her. Brooke knows very well she is fucking terrified.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you can probably
Yeah,
see
yeah,
it in her eyes and like the tension in her body that she is terrified.
Okay, nope. Never mind. Doesn't matter.
Brooke,
Is it
do the thing.
possible?
Nothing.
Yeah,
Brooke,
let's
you're
let
up.
Brooke do his thing first.
Yeah.
How are
Yeah.
you, buddy?
I think Brooke is he's like, let's not focus on that. Let's focus on something that I made sure to hold on to for me, but it's also, I think you're gonna want to hear about this. There's a place, and it is the purest and most beautiful place that I've ever been to. And you hear stories about things like that.
Tell me about it.
It's real.
Tell me about
It's
it.
you.
What does it
hear,
look like?
Who has the crystal?
Picture, I've got the crystal. I think.
Yeah, you do.
Imagine all of the stars, but they're like right there, right in front of you. It's glistening, beautiful. You're at the center of everything. And it's all working out and making sense.
Nothing makes sense right now. I would like things to make sense.
There is a time and a place that you can get to where it does. It exists. It's very real, but you just need to work with me for a minute here.
Can we go together?
And we can get there. We can go together.
As he's having this conversation with her, what is everybody else doing?
I'm checking in with Sathrin real quick and just be like, cutting didn't seem to work. They're still attached.
Oh dear.
The veins are. Do we need to yank those things out? How bad will that be?
This curse has advanced far farther than I expected it to from the outside.
Okay.
In order for the crystal to be effective, you're going to need to, unfortunately, rip out the things that are on the exterior and make them exterior. It's going to be incredibly painful. Probably.
How many are we talking about?
From what I am seeing, I would say if you rip out the ones that are going to her heart, that should suffice.
I'm assuming it's going to take somebody really strong to do that.
Yep.
I can do this thing.
All right. How many are on there? Like, what are we? Is this like a one shot, grab them all and go?
If it's Brick's hand, he can probably grab all of them at once and just go.
Okay. All right.
Here's an interesting mechanical question.
Yeah.
If I were to cast sleep on the hatchling, rather than put the hatchling to sleep, could it just kind of anesthetize her a little bit?
Calm emotions, but just make her sleepy, like groggy.
Yeah. Like laughing gas.
I would allow that if I can see how many hit points a hatchling has.
I was going to suggest that or hypnotic pattern.
Fireball.
No, I have hypnotic pattern.
Does hypnotic... I forget how that works. Is that going to be a problem with its focus on Brooke?
Yes, that's the other problem, though.
Yeah.
They become charmed. That's assuming a dragon hatchling can even be charmed.
Right.
While charmed by the spell, they're incapacitated, have a speed of 0. But yeah, so I don't know that it's the best plan.
It's an option.
The other solution I had was enthralling, but it's also charms. Does that thing.
But
I think that if Brick is going to help with this, and he's going to put all of his effort into it, he's totally stealing this awesome idea from chat, using his giant walk and then activating the immovable rod to help pin it down.
Mm-hmm.
Give yourself some leverage.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
I like that.
And then he would also use his high tension focus of cooking and let us get cooking. He will rage so that as he's trying to help hold it down, he'll have advantage on that strength check.
Yeah, you could put the bronze dragon. You put the dragon to sleep. It has 32 hit points. So it depends on if you would do that many hit points worth.
Sure.
And I'm holding a spell. I start casting, but hold a 3rd level spell.
I'd have to do it at 3rd level to see what it does. But yeah, I'm willing to do that.
All right.
So I will. Badru will walk up to the dragon, and we'll just start like singing quietly this lullaby in its ear. Try and put it to sleep.
I would suggest letting Brooke know what you're doing.
Oh yes, I definitely let Brooke know what I'm doing.
She says to Brooke, "I feel like I'm going to fall asleep again, but I was asleep for so long."
Whoa, what's happening? What is this?
It's okay. I'm not going to put her to sleep, but I'm going to make her at least groggy enough to where she does not feel the pain so much. To make this as easy on her when we take the veins out of her.
We need to, according to Sathrin, and you can ask them yourself. We need to remove the veins that are under her heart scale. They need to be torn out. Brick can probably do it in one go. Like tearing off a pretty gnarly bandage.
That's
But it's going to
inside you.
hurt.
Directed to the hatchling. How brave are you feeling today?
If you tell me that we can go to that place where everything's okay, then I'll be brave.
Okay. How do you feel about... Badru says that he won't put you to sleep, but he'll make you pretty sleepy. How do you feel about...
You'll have one shot. If I go, the only way to bring me back is to make me eat, and I can't be sure. You'll have one chance before I turn.
No pressure.
All right, definitely doing that at 3rd level then.
Can I loan you a spell slot and do it at 4th level?
Yeah, I've got a couple.
Brooke gives a
I'm
thumbs
hoping
up.
that I won't need it because it's at 4th level. It's like 98. So,
But
Well, there's one thing we do well. It's roll in a time of crisis.
Brooke, be ready with the crystal. Yes.
all right. So everyone ready
I
for
am
this?
going to be of no help, so I'm just going to stand here and be out of the way.
All right, and then I'm going to start singing and make the roll.
It didn't make a roll.
Nothing.
You need a space.
You need a space. /R.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is it slash?
You
Is
did-
it slash
you did-
R?
Yeah, /R, not R/.
Damn it. 9 D8.
Be nod.
All right, I'm just gonna do it from the other thing. Here we go.
Go ahead.
So, 5, and then 4.
There it goes.
46. What?
But right before she severs from you, she says to Brooke, she actually says out loud to all of you, "See you on the other side." And her head goes limp. As soon as she loses consciousness, as soon as she lulls and her senses dull, the fury of the color shifting comes back over her, but this time is grossly overtaken by black. The air once again starts just reeking of rotten eggs and sulfur. And you see specifically the ones that are attached to her heart plate, her chest panel, which are attached to her heart right now, just begin to wildly, just disgustingly twitch and writhe about. All right, Brick.
Rick, do it now. Do it now.
Brick, are you ready?
Yeah, we're all yelling, go, 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 go!
You are going to make.
Focus, my friend.
You are going to make an athletics check to see if you can rip these out of her.
I would like to.
If you don't, she will be a black dragon.
Oh my god.
He takes a deep
pressure.
breath.
Oh,
Takes a
man.
deep breath. He pulls out a small skull, pops it open, douses that green spinach, bulks up, his hat stands on straight, and he jumps in and pulls with all his might.
You, with one swift, beautiful motion, like Brick has done this 1,000 times, you take and rip them out. As soon as you rip them out, she comes back, screams, her mouth wide open, the spit falling onto you, Brooke, and you shove that crystal down her mouth into her throat, and she swallows it. The
And your
whole place goes still. as you see protruding from every single scale, light begins to shine, illuminated from within her, the pure good within her. Her once fearful eyes that stood there silently, terrified, soften. The silver shining brightly. Beginning at her heart chest, her chest plate. A gush of air rolls through and disintegrates the sulfur smell as light illuminates throughout her. Slowly, surely, her scales begin to shine. The illumination coming not from between her scales, but from her scales now. The room so incredibly bright with pure good that you squint your eyes, but you do not dare look away at the beauty, at the majesty in front of you. Slowly, the black is dripped away from her body, sloughing off of her, along with all of the visceral and tendrils that infested her innards and tainted her soul. At once, you gaze upon the beauty, the might, the majesty of a sight not seen in thousands of years, 10,000 years. A hatchling of a silver dragon. The entire room fills with the smell of poppy flowers and poppy seeds. Familiarity. A gush of wind is let out from her as she roars, and the weave goes still. Once again brought to equilibrium, once again at peace. The fight is over. The pain is over. The threat is over. She looks at you all and does what you can only assume is a smile. And simply, with a beautiful, courageous voice, thank you. I feel like myself. Liu, for the first time in probably his entire life, is silent, speechless. The Shadarkai and his daughters look upon with honor. And Xander, who is standing in the back, behind in the hallway, is shedding tears. She looks at you all. I can finally speak to all of you properly now. Hello.
Kind of bows his head. He'd take the hat off, but like he wants Sathrin to still be connected. So he just kind of bows.
Let us celebrate.
Yes.
You are.
I can finally eat your cooking, Brick. I've been watching. I'm excited.
I'm so excited to cook for you.
I have a few memories from you and a few memories from the dragon's souls past, but I don't know anything about the last 10,000 years. When a dragon is born, we're born with an innate understanding that was gifted to us by our mother and father of the world, but I fear that my understanding is not going to be pertinent, I will have to be educated. This is whenever Liu pipes up and be like, we would be delighted to educate you. However, we are slightly discomforted at the idea of allowing the world to know that you exist. You're still in a very compromised state, and I believe that we have just discovered that you are premature.
Yes.
Yes. I knew it was now or never, and I made a decision. I am in a weakened state, and I do understand that if mortals were to understand that I exist, they might use me for things I don't want to be used for.
Caution is definitely warranted.
Yes, we do not want that to happen.
If I may, it might be a good idea to tell people that you didn't survive this ordeal, at least for the time being. Just let them think that you passed and died when you were being born. That way nobody comes looking.
That is a very clever idea, Mordecai. She turns to Brooke. Do you trust Liu?
Brooke has like tears streaming down his face.
She comes over to you and like takes one of your arms and like nuzzles up underneath your arm. It is okay. You are the reason I am alive.
It's a little disrespectful to everyone in the room, but that's okay. I get the sentiment.
Batu pats Brooke's back. No, my friend. You have maintained this connection with her. You get to be the hero today.
Brooke is a daddy. Congratulations. We have big celebrations.
Brooke, I'm excited. What are you going to cook me? Of course, I would prefer meat if we could.
Oh, of course. He starts flipping through his delicious-looking recipes, and he starts taking notes. He says, "I promise you a feast like nothing you can imagine."
Coming from
How-
Brick, that is all going to be very true.
She looks at Chiron. Can I trust the people of Yao? You kept me here, so I assume it's safe, but I trust you more.
I think you can trust the leaders of Yao. The larger a group of people, the more complicated the situation. No group is monolithic in that way. But I think you can trust Liu, you can trust Xander.
Xander then steps up and says, My lady. Oh. We don't know your name. What is your name? And the dragon looks and says, well, typically, the name of a dragon is gifted to them by the ones who took care of them whenever they were in a shell. So, I think it's only fitting if this group, all.
Oh God!
We are not. You may not want to trust us with naming duties. You have a cousin named Bugless.
You should see Soup.
When Bugless is our track record so far.
Yeah, you have a cousin named Bugless Jones.
Well, when I ate the crystal, I was actually given the memories and the life of the person that it was. And her name was Anake.
I like that name.
It's a lot more sensible than anything we would have come up with.
Brooke, you are very sensible.
debatable, I think.
How
So
if we're going
Xander
to make
Xander comes up and kind of interrupts you. He says, Lady Anake, I am honored to be in your presence and be the leader of the place of your birth. However, I am very sorry to say that I do not believe that this is necessarily the most safest place for you. I am scared of our general, General Yang, who is in charge of the army.
For the love of Ozuth.
I know. Leo says, we could just make him go away. We could just do that. No, Father, we must not.
I do not dislike that idea, based on everything that I've heard about
Well,
this man.
For the time being, it may be, if we go with my earlier suggestion, I know at least one of our group could turn her invisible, assuming she can't do that herself. I don't know the magic of dragons. Slip out under the cover of darkness and move somewhere safe.
But where would we move her?
And also, how long must me was
Me too.
How long do you think we need to maintain this fiction that you did not survive your birth?
I'm not 100% sure how long we can maintain it. I may be, a small size now, but dragons grow quickly.
Well, and I think the idea would be that we would need to maintain that fiction for as long as you were in a slightly weakened state from your premature birth. So how... And I imagine there are forces in this world that will... Your presence shan't go unnoticed forever.
Right.
Is I think the way to put it. So we need to prepare for that eventuality as well.
I think we make disguise. Hide wings, big lizard. What?
It is a good thought, but I do not think that it will work.
Have you not seen big lizards like this before without wings?
While they're
Drake's the
talking,
thing.
Not this color.
Mordecai, while they're kind of talking back and forth, Mordecai kind of feigns dusting his pants off down to the bottom, and as stealthily as possible is going to pick up a chunk of the shell and just kind of slip it into his bag to check out later. If that's cool, I can roll checks if you would like.
The Shatter Kai perks up and says, well, there's one thing that we could do. One of the ways that we transport specific items from place to place without being noticed is we bond that item with another person's soul.
Not it.
Then that person can carry a locket of sorts. It's not entirely able to be undone and done very easily, but in essence, it carries a piece of that person, of that being with them. We see this often done with Jinn. Jinn will be carried in like lanterns and stuff like that. But somebody has to be devoted to them. There's a ritual that's performed. Oftentimes, then followed by a feast. And if someone was willing to bond with the dragon, you would be able to transport a little more easily.
I will turn immediately.
Yes. I dare say that bond may already be formed.
I could not imagine a more suited person for this task, for this honor.
I agree.
We're not
Good luck,
volunteering
Brooke.
you. We're just suggesting that may be the way to go, Brooke.
No, Brick's
It
volunteering him.
is in the end up to you. It is up to Brooke.
And-
I look at Brick.
Yeah.
It is up to Brooke.
Yeah, let's
And-
not speak for Brooke. I think Brooke can speak for himself if he wants to volunteer for that. Plus, we don't know if there's any side effects or dangers.
And it's also up to Annika.
That too.
Yes.
Oftentimes our travel in weapons or some sort of staff will give power to the person, and it allows us to freely explore the world before we have the ability to transform ourselves into human beings and explore it for ourselves. I think this sounds like a very old idea reinvented, in my honest opinion.
Dragon sword.
Dragon coat.
Dragon. I want to.
There's a masterwork fucking blacksmith right there.
Hi.
Before we go any further, I do want to address the dangers and potential side effects.
You want to address the dragon in the room?
I would like to address the dragon in the room.
What's the fine print?
Yes, what are the side effects to something like this?
Well, as far as I understand it from the memories that were passed down to me from my mother, what tends to happen is if somebody comes across the item, it just appears to be an enchanted item. It doesn't necessarily appear to be a dragon taking it as its vessel.
Right, but is there any danger to the person you're soul bonded with? Like, is this going to negatively affect Brooke in any way? Is kind of
There's
what we're going for here.
not any more negative relationship than, say, a warlock or anyone else that's bonded or to any other being that is larger than it.
Insight check.
Okay.
Are you insight checking a dragon?
I just want to make sure I believe them.
That's great.
Sus dragon. Sus.
That is
Sus
so
the magic
awesome.
dragon.
At least it's
Sus the
a
magic
God
dragon.
damn it.
The dragon is just so you have no idea how to read a dragon because you've never fucking read a dragon before.
I believe you.
He mulls it over.
Now, Brooke, just you don't have to do this. There's lots of people out there. If you've got second thoughts,
You don't. It's okay if you don't. I don't want to force you.
Dragon sword sounds kind of badass, though.
I know dragon coat too, though.
This is what I'm saying.
It would be really cool.
One of the benefits, though, is that I would actually be able to imbue you with powers.
Dragon
sword.
What? Okay.
Yes, I think that's a yes.
Yeah.
Yes?
Sure.
Oh, good.
Wonderful.
Do we shake on it? How do we do this?
Well, first I need a vessel to consider my home. Liu goes, oh, okay, that's my cue. And he runs off.
Oh, good. We didn't have to talk him into it. I was afraid that was going to be a thing.
She turns to Xander, already in this dragon status, already living up to fulfilling what you would assume. She looks at Xander and goes, "I'm sure you'll be able to provide Brick with all of the necessary requirements that he needs in order to hold a feast." And Xander goes, "Yes, my lady, of course. Right, yes, I will. What do you need?"
He pulls out a piece of paper and says, "In order to make a grand feast, I will need a plethora of things. Let us start off with the meat of the finest creature you can muster. some good Cyclops onions, homegrown of course, Ramhorn zucchini, Highland flour, toss in some Draconic spring water, a little bit of that Abalothian rock salt, and of course we're going to top it off with buffalo beans, emerald beans, some bouillon cubes, some chives, and of course, what would it be without a nice, good frozen drink? So you're going to toss me in some cloud banana, some old world fig, and of course, yak milk. I promise you.
And some hot
so
sauce
glad.
for me, please.
Yeah.
Hot sauce for us.
Mwah.
I will.
Yes.
I will be sure to get this as much as I can. Okay.
Chiron's like,
Now, if
half
you can
these
get some-
ingredients you can't get in this hemisphere.
The last thing, I know it's really hard, but if you can manage to get some cock meat, that would be great.
Excuse me.
Cock foot or
Sorry.
trice meat.
Okay.
Cock
I
and
beg
trice
your
meat.
pardon.
You make excellent meatballs.
While
She
Xander's
likes meat.
exits, Liu comes back in once more, and this time though he is using a cane. He comes back in and he says, "I have been holding this for quite some time."
Oh boy.
You have uncle.
Jack, what weapon did you want to use?
I'm a longsword.
Okay, got it.
Main.
So
Longsword main.
that's the weapon that you want to use. That's the new weapon that you want to use.
Yeah.
He comes back in. He's like, I procured this from an interesting gnome. He said that he had made it for his wife, but the wife didn't want the sword, and it was a very odd story. But I think it might be able to be weighted for you. Try it out. And he hands you the longsword.
Which is a dagger for the rest of us, I imagine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's harsh.
It'd be like a short sword for
That's
us.
harsh
For a
but fair.
gnome. It's,
Harsh
you know,
but fair.
Yeah, like sting.
I think he takes he underestimates the weight and then he takes a second. Yeah, this feels pretty good. It's less, it's definitely sturdier than this thing, and he points to like the beat up old longsword that he uses already.
Perfect. All right. Set it point down in front of you. And kneel.
I kind of take a step back and I put my arms up so we can all like give him a little like respectable
yeah.
space.
Of course,
You know,
of
just
course.
kinda-
Oh, yes.
Sathrin, you may want to make sure you're paying attention to this.
Oh,
have a
I
feeling.
am.
Something like this hasn't been seen in a very long time.
I open my book up.
Brooke.
I put an arm around Chiron, and I'm like, cannot believe we are witnessing this.
And we're
Bro-
not going to be allowed to tell anyone.
That's what's, oh my goodness, you're right.
The amount of drinks we are depriving ourselves of right now.
Oy.
It's okay.
Brooke, do you swear to serve and protect me, Anake, for the rest of your mortal life until your soul returns to the Soul Sea?
I do.
Good. Then, may our souls be intertwined forevermore in this life and the next. And for my safety, I grant you my power. She leans forward and places the center of her forehead up against the hilt of the sword, and you see trickling off of her once again those little trickles of the weave. It began to encompass not only the sword but also Brooke, like little fairy twinkle lights dancing around you in joy. You once again get that sweet, sweet smell of poppy seeds and poppy flowers, and you see a small piece of the soul of the dragon's soul become imbued into this beautiful sword with an emerald in the hilt. She steps back, and you can see that she's actively like a little bit tired now. Thank you. My new paladin, Brooke.
I now pronounce you man and knife. Sorry, I couldn't help it.
Brooke stands up again, and I will note he has a notable air of confidence about him that he does not usually.
Yeah, got a big
First order
swinging
of
sword
business. First order of business. I take a lot of issue with the marriage element of this, and that we were all referring to me as the dragon's dad earlier. So I need that to stop. That is an uncomfortable overlap for me. So
Over your lap, huh?
over. This is again. It's just
So we are not to call you daddy or papa?
That's
He's certainly not my dad.
fine.
Yeah, did you?
This is the. I feel like I've damaged the vibe in the room. We had a tone set, and now
Nah.
we've kind of lost it again.
No,
That's what
we
we're
are.
best at. Are you kidding me?
I think
That's what we're
I think
good
we have
at.
simply reestablished our usual tone.
Ah, yes.
Congratulations, Brooke.
So did he
This
like
is-
multi-class on a paladin? Is that what I
Nope.
heard?
Class
I'm just straight
shifting.
paladin, baby.
Shift. What?
Class shift.
That is
paladin, baby.
awesome.
And that is how you write in a class shift.
Just be like, fuck this fighter nonsense.
I want magic.
This, but unironically.
Yeah. This fighter nonsense. I want smite, bitch. I want dragon smite, bitches.
Would you guys be surprised to learn that I went to Aelx with this like last year?
We've had this planned a really long time.
We've been waiting months
Nice.
and months for this.
I am not at all surprised. That's awesome.
All right, I think that's where
Badass.
we're going to go ahead and
Working
end the
it.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good spot.
Yeah.
How the hell
Oh,
we
by
gonna
the
beat that
way,
today?
you're all leveled up now.
Woo!
Oh, Alex, we have to have a conversation.
I know, we got to have one
Oh my
too.
goodness.
I don't know.
Because
This is the most
reasons.
This is the most
Reasons.
like class shenanigans that I have ever had at a table.
Oh my goodness.
Before this table, I've only had one person class shift and one person multi-class. But yeah, that's how I write in a class shift.
Nice.
That
Oh
was
my god.
that was amazing. That was incredible.
Iron wants to shift into a Kenku.
I shifted to a kill.
Figure that out, Alex.
That's class shift.
As a quick note, I've developed a poor reputation because I have class shifted in every TTRPG campaign that I've been in, including
Yeah.
my previous campaign with Alex.
Yeah,
in
he
which I
was
class
a
shifted twice.
Bard. He was a bard, and then we killed off his character, and then his character came back as that zombie UA, and he was a
There was a monk in
barbarian.
between. There's a monk in between that as well. So I
Oh yeah, you were a
class-shifted
monk.
twice in that
Which
campaign.
oh my god, what was his name?
Guy 12.
Guy 12. He was so
robot.
funny.
Boy.
So do you mind if I ask? Was it like the story that you wanted to tell, or was it that you just really didn't want to be playing a fighter anymore as Brooke? Or so I'm genuinely just curious.
No. Yeah. So I picked fighter because at the time I hadn't met any of you guys yet, and then I just had your classes and races to go on, and I was like, fighter just makes sense here, I think. And then we started playing, and I was like, everyone feels a lot more like actively badass than Brooke does. I want to do something to make Brooke to feel like he's on a tier with everyone. And then I went to Aelx and Max, and we brainstormed, and we were like, how cool would it be if Brooke became like a paladin, because it would fit his vibe, and then he's kind of
This is a hell of a way to do it, yeah.
the idea
yeah.
being that it's like this was his like
Oh, yeah.
it's not that now he's like super kitted out, but rather that he's just like initiated, so to speak. This is now like
I do want to
He's in.
say nothing about him becoming a paladin was planned. We just had a plan that he was going to become a paladin, and then he
Oh, yeah.
literally DM'd me in the middle of this and was like, "Are we still down to be a paladin?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude, improv, just go for it, just roll."
literally
with me.
that
Like, roll
scene
with
Alex
me.
improv'd it. That was not prepared. Alex I messaged Alex while the thing was going on, and she improvised it.
Wait, is that what's happening right now?
Oh my god, it was amazing.
Mwah.
Yeah.
There was a moment
Amazing.
when I don't know about anybody else, but on my screen, Alex is really huge, and I noticed there was one point, Darren, where her eyes were darting all around. I was like, is she having a seizure?
No.
Like, I couldn't figure out what was going on.
Having a
I bet
conversation
that
with
was
me.
it. Yeah.
So I can't look at Discord messages on Discord because y'all's faces are coming through Discord, so you'll see the messages. So I have to go on my phone, and so Jack literally 20 minutes ago was like, "You still vibing with the Paladin, Brooke?" And I'm like, "Hell yeah, I am." He was like, "Thoughts on how we make it happen?" And I was like, "Improv time, walk with me." And he said, "Actual gamer." And so that's what I was doing whenever my face was going everywhere.
Nice.
I love it.
So yeah,
Amazing.
that was super fun.
So yeah, all kinds of conversations have to happen now.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. I really hope we can play 2 weeks from now. I really want it now. But now, what's really fun is that you guys have officially made it to the open world section. So that means that if you guys don't have any decisions of what you want to do next, whether you want to chase the were-tigers, whether you want to do, personal, whatever you guys want to do now, it's totally up to you. If you don't have a decision, I'll make a decision. And this is the open world section. This is like I've established enough now.
Let's go straight for the beholder. It'll be great.
Guys,
Oh no.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
2 words: airship heist.
We can do a heist. I
I'm down.
can ask Sphinx how to do a heist. We can do a heist.
I literally just finished a heist, so yeah.
You just gotta steal an
Hello.
airship from a giant, guys. It can't be that hard.
Oh yeah, it's easy. We got this.
And you've given me some inspiration on how. So in my next season, one of my players is also making a class shift. So you give me some inspiration on how to get that done. That was fantastic.
Do you know what oath you're going?
Is this me?
Yeah, do you know what oath you're going? I can't remember.
Yeah.
You're the only fucking
Yeah,
paladin
yeah.
in the group.
Sorry, I was zoned out a bit there.
No.
I am a redemption paladin.
Yes.
I am a redemption paladin.
Given your backstory, that makes sense.
Yes.
Oh my god.
This was. I was
forgot
talking
that
to Max about it. Sorry, go ahead, Alex.
I forgot that your character sheet was named Brooke 2 Holy Boogaloo. Oh, I just forgot.
I pitched it to Max because Max has basically been my partner creating every character sheet I've played in 5e because he knows better than I do. So we were talking through Brooke. He pitched Paladin, and then we were going through the oaths, and we were like, he was like, redemption is great, and exactly like you said, Sphinx. I was like, redemption with Brooke's backstory. Oh,
Yeah.
is perfect.
10 out of 10 would redeem again.
Absolutely.
100%.
Can't wait to do some redeeming.
I'm gonna have to shoot out of here soon because my boy's waiting for me to read to him before he goes to bed. And he's
Oh
getting
yeah,
tired.
you wanna promote your Kickstarter
I would love to.
before you go?
Hello. Yes.
Oh, since you asked.
Yeah, right. Yes. Hello, my name is Justin. I am one of the hosts of the Crit Academy Dungeons & Dragons talk show. Please come join us. We go live almost every Sunday. We missed last because we were at a convention, but come check us out. We got a really fun topic this Sunday, how to create your own fictional alphabet. So that's going to be fun.
I'm gonna be there for that one.
We have another big project coming out. We found weapons and armor kind of boring over the years in 5e. Some of them are identical. So we launched a product called Weapon Purse, our most successful. And so we're taking it another step further, and we are going to try to get it in print. We're going to rewrite all the perks, enhancing armor and weapons, making each one feel unique beyond just the damage dice. So our Kickstarter for exotic equipment perks launches September 20th in a couple of weeks. So if that sounds awesome, head on over to rebrand.ly/exotic perks and
Hey,
consider
Justin.
getting notified. Yes.
Do you have an exotic perk that has to do with dragons that I can put on a longsword?
I don't, but that sounds awesome.
Can we make one?
Sounds
I'm
like
sure for you, I
will.
think I can do that. See, the hard part, the thing about perks is everything in our design was to make sure they're not magical. And so we really, because we didn't want them to be like magic items, right? They needed to be like, for instance, the longsword has a pummel attack that when you use an action to beat somebody with it, it converts it to bludgeoning damage as an action, and then it takes that weapon die roll and subtracts it from any concentration checks. So it's very situational. But when you use it, it makes the weapon stand out compared to other ones, and that's really what we're going for. Same thing with the armors, the padded armor. Which nobody wears the padded armor. You might as well not have any armor on. But if you're wearing it when you go down and somebody does a medicine check, if they roll a 19 or 20, it gives you 1 hit point. So not just on a 20. I think there was something else there to pad the bleeding. I think it gives you it gives you hit dice worth of hit points. So
Well,
it's very
Silver,
interesting.
silver dragons do cold damage.
Oh,
Okay.
And
we can do
their
something.
breath weapon is a cone of cold. I'm just saying, you can fucking ice and stab.
Oh my
Ice,
God.
ice.
I
Icicle
love
shake.
that. Icicle shake. I love it. Maybe it just turned in. Oh man, the idea of your hand just turning into a big giant icy sword sounds
my
awesome.
That would be
God.
really fun.
I love that.
Some Sub-Zero shit right there.
And
Yeah,
you just swing it out, and the whole thing just frosts over, and you hit him with some ice damage too.
Frostburn,
Alex,
yeah.
take notes.
I am.
Can you imagine this like
Awesome.
halfling running at you, like dragging a sword as it kind of sparks as it taps the ground, and then his whole hand just turns like icy cold, and the whole thing just turns to ice and shanks you with it?
My bad. I'll get that. Here, I got you. It booped him.
Yeah, they told me to shut the fuck up.
Alright, well, I'm saying don't. Alright, but you go ahead and get out of there. Get
See
your
you guys
kid.
later.
Bye, Justin.
Awesome. Oh, my inspiration, totally as awesome as that improv was, has to go to Mordecai for the awesome loot jacket thing. That was cool.
That was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Why, thank you. I've been planning that. I've had that in my notes since we killed the cloaker is when I got the idea.
I was gonna ask. I was like, was that loaded, or did you decide somewhere along the way that you were gonna do that?
No, that's why I had when I was talking about cutting it up, I was just like, yeah, I have blueprints for the size, and I was like, and there will be enough left over for this and this and this.
Oh,
So yeah, that was why
my
I kind of kept
God.
that low key.
That didn't work.
All right,
Planning
well,
I had-
years.
I had cloaker face, cloaker face.
Cloaker face.
That has been going through my head since you were like, yeah, it's like a cloaker
It's
face
the hood.
on the hood.
Justin's gonna be mad he missed that one. That was beautiful.
I didn't want to interrupt earlier.
Yeah, no, I would have. If you had sung that, I would have died in my chair. So I'm happy. You can find me on TikTok. It's Happy Heathens. I don't really do much else other than that, and then I upload some of those onto YouTube. That's the extent of what I do online. So yeah, that's it. And my inspiration is gonna go to Chiron. Well, I don't know where you're at now on this craziness. Over there, or
We're all
over
over the
there.
place.
Depends on which way we map. For the fantastic bar scene, improv mage hand arm wrestle fight. And then the little cheap shot at the end was just a chef's kiss on the end, and that was beautiful.
It was so dumb. It was so dumb.
It was
But I
just
I
the
was
kind
here
of
for it.
shenanigans that I was definitely here for that. So
Yeah.
I wanted to
Oh,
throw it
man.
out that way.
Well, thank you. I am Dominic. You can find me on the TikToks. And I have not really been doing much interesting lately. I'm still trying to gear up for PAX Unplugged in December in Philadelphia. That's the next and probably only other con I'm going to make this year. But if you happen to see a wizard with in a blue robe and a big old gray wizard hat walking around PAX Unplugged, please feel free to stop me and say hello. But yeah, that's in December, so we're a couple months out. But that's really all I got for that. My inspiration. I mean, just Brooke all night was so good. All the Brooke things.
Yeah.
Seriously. But specifically, my inspiration is going to Badru for graciously putting up with all of our bullshit.
Yeah.
Because we there was so much.
Being our straight man in that while we were just going off the rails was fucking beautiful.
Between just the drunkenness and and just us messing with you with Aurora and just all of that. So I'd like to think that if you asked us to knock it off, we would, but you haven't. So we're just gonna.
No, it's fantastic. I live for that shit.
Keep on going.
Well, I also mean the character, not just the you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys. I am Sphinx Akasha. I've been playing Badru. You can find me on TikTok, just search for DM. Sphinx Akasha on Twitter and Instagram. And check out my link for all of the things that I do during the week, because it's a lot. I'm gonna give my inspiration to Aelx, honestly, because like I said, that class shift. Between the scene of us tending to the dragon and how you roleplayed that, and the whole the class shift and change for Brooke into paladin was gorgeous, and I took so many notes. That was lovely, and I'm glad to be sitting at your table.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, thanks. It's so fun. I don't know. I don't get compliments like this. Hi, my name is Aelx Baum, misspelled, of course, because I am incredibly dyslexic. And really, the only thing that I want to tell you is that I have a book coming out that has a bunch of shit written by me. The best way for me to describe this book, if you've ever seen Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide, it is Aelx Baum's Declassified DM Survival Guide. And then the next book that's gonna come out is going to be the Wayward Arrow setting, which is the setting that we're playing in, which I actually just created the finalized map of the Wayward Arrow setting, and I really like it. It's really good. So yeah, the book is coming out. I'm doing it with Justin. So if you want to get sign up to be notified whenever the book goes live and all that kind of stuff on Kickstarter, there is the MailChimp, and it will be in the link in the bio of the YouTube channel, of the YouTube video. Once again, I would like to remind everyone that this is still going on. This little giveaway is still going on. I'm probably gonna let it go on until October 1st, just so that people can catch up and have the ability to go to episode 19 and write a comment. You have to follow the Twitch channel, you have to follow the YouTube channel, and you have to write a comment with your Twitter handle or Instagram handle so that I can get in contact with you. So, yeah, that's me, and my inspiration is going to go to... Who hasn't had inspiration? You?
Brooke.
Me.
Everything. Just literally all of today.
Oh shit, yeah,
No, specifically just me being like, improv, let's go.
Improv.
And I love the fact that I can trust you so much. Like that I feel so comfortable with you that I can trust you so much to just be like, let's go improv, let's do it. And you're just like, all right, let's go. And then that was really fun. That was really amazing. And I really, really enjoyed that a lot. And I appreciate you staying up till 5 a.m. to be at this table.
This was a late one, and I did say before the session to Aelx, I'm gonna be extra sleepy.
It is, which is why I was like, we need to end this.
Thank you very much. Oh my goodness. I was saying, like in the chat just now that like is very spooky and scary, being in a session like this one where I was getting a lot of limelight. But it was a hell of a lot of fun, and I really, really appreciate everyone just sending it in the way that we did. It was really, really amazing. And I genuinely, there was a point during the dragon scene where I was like, Brooke was crying, and I went to like wipe a fake tear, and I was like, oh, there's actually like a bit of a tear in my eye. That like caught me off guard. It was really, really beautiful. This was incredibly fun for me, obviously, being like at the center of a lot of it. And I can't wait to like return the favor and like drive everyone else to have cool stuff going on. And I also have to give a really quick, I don't know if they're still here, but a side little like thank you to who was it? It was Matt Faulkner in the chat, because they just had a lot of really beautiful, sweet stuff that they were saying in chat.
Oh, we really?
Touching.
I know.
So much love to Matt Faulkner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Legit. Lot of really good
Absolutely.
stuff. The whole session.
Yeah. But yeah, besides that, hi, the less touchy-feely stuff. Hi, I'm Jack. I go by Hoopsly. And at some point, I will get back to streaming. Yeah, I was streaming and posting videos on YouTube under the name Hoopsly, and I will continue to do that again at some point. And I'm always in Alex's ear asking her to let me do like little bits and pieces for her as well. So I'll be around doing stuff like that.
All right. Well, I think that's it. I think we're all gonna get off. My dog is very desperate to go outside. So thank you all so much for being here. It really fucking means a lot to me. Thank you to the YouTube watchers, because I fucking see you. And we will see you in 2 weeks, hopefully, to see
Hell yeah.
what the next leg of our journey. Wait, what level are you guys now?
6 now?
We're about to be. We became
We're about to
7
be-
this evening.
Yeah.
7.
Oh my god. Oh,
Yeah.
Brooke was
So-
underleveled.
We
Brooke at 5.
we will see what the next leg of this journey holds. All right.
That's what happens when you gain 2 levels at once. You become a paladin. Jesus.
Apparently.
Yeah. Toodaloo, guys.